Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath. Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
I wish my refund hurry up so I can have a taxitude.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
I'ma be like, let me get 20 on pump 3.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
Matter of fact, make it 25, and yes, I would like to donate to the March of Dimes, so ring me up that Coke and candy bar 2 for $2.22 deal where $1 goes to March 2. Oh, and ring these Skittles up for my kid too. And when the cashier tells me to have a nice day, I'm gonna be like, no ma'am, you have a blessed day, sugar.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
Pull down my shades like Kim Kardashian, smile like Gabrielle Union.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
Flip my bundles like Nicki Minaj and queen out the door like Beyonce.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
Goofy face, goofy face, goofy face, heart, 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 muscle, muscle, muscle.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
Sassy black girl, sassy black girl, sassy black girl, kiss, kiss, kiss. Hashtag so what, hashtag I ain't shame, hashtag my money, hashtag call me taxitude honey.
Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Hey! It's the Friday free show on a Thursday. We got 1 foot. Tom's got 1 foot on an airplane. I've got 1 hip on the couch healing. I may or may not have upgraded my television. No one knows. Nothing can be done. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's another Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom. On the couch with us today, host of Tots with Ross McCoy's here.
Hey, guys.
It'd be weird if someone else was the host of that, I guess.
Have you ever let anybody guest host Tots with Ross?
I don't think so. No.
You know what? Don't do that.
Yeah.
I have always been a big believer. We've never had a guest host on A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. We've never had a guest host on A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. We've subbed in different shows. I'll give you that. We've never had a guest host. When you allow someone else to host your show, you're weak as fuck.
Hold on, no, wait. I want to guest host.
No, you don't. No.
It allows...
Never, it's a kind of, I look at it like Millennium Falcon. I'm throwing this out there for nerds. You never let other people drive your fucking spaceship. You just don't do it.
It makes you a radio cuck.
Agreed.
No, hold on.
I agree.
But
I agree. Ross and I are traditional radio guys.
You gonna bring in a bull to run your show? Come on.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not Dr. Bob in this show. I'm not having this show sit idly by and watch me eat a spoon of cum. I'm not doing that. I'm not eating.
He's pounding. He's better.
I'm not eating cum. I will not do it.
He's so much better.
Yeah, he's better, but he's not there for the day-to-day. He's not there every day doing all the chores and shit.
I used to hate it when I used to hate it because there was a morning show here in town I may have worked for that would do guest hosts.
Talking Johnny?
And they would do guest hosts, and sometimes the guest host, Chris Jericho, were better than the actual show. then that taught me to be like, you know what?
Well,
you can,
Chris Jericho.
but you can never let anybody ever fly your spaceship. You can never let them see what it could be with anybody else behind the controls, because even if you're not as good, you got to stay in. You have to protect your spaceship. No one ever in.
I've wanted a guest host for years.
Well, who do you have in mind? Who's going to do it?
Anybody.
I'll let Ross do it. I think you're one of one, maybe.
Yeah,
I think you're one of
Ross
one.
could easily do it.
No, I know we could easily do it, but he would give the same quality.
And then,
I feel like, and he knows the spirit.
And then if people said he's better, then I'm like, oh, I got to step up my game then. Well, obviously, I'm not doing as good.
No, if they said he's better, I'd be like, oh, fuck. That's how you're supposed to. You'll be like, God damn, I told you this is a bad idea.
Then the people get a better product. Anyway, all right.
This is a whole subplot on the Larry Sanders Show. You can't bring in too good of a guest host.
That's true. That is true.
All right. So first, speaking of,
are you gonna get serious on us? What's happening? Well, we got something to tell him. Me and Crystal sat down last night and we had a conversation with the boys. And I'm gonna I knew you thought this was spring break, but I'm gonna have to figure out some finances for a couple weeks, and we'll come back bigger and stronger than ever. I promise.
You'll get 2 Christmases now. Yay! Look at them happy. Like, this all took.
Hey, y'all want to get 2 Christmases? Say yay! Yay! By the way, they sell, y'all want to see leprechaun hats? It's a green corduroy hat with an embroidered sketch of the leprechaun's face on it. If anybody wants to buy that and send it to me, please do. I'll be your best friend.
Does the original guy who said that get the money?
No.
Okay.
No. This is China, baby. This is China.
So just whoever printed them and marketed it?
Whoever thought that it's a nice-ass hat. It's green corduroy with it embroidered. It's very nice.
So the Ram Davesy cruise is coming up.
I'm going to let him guest host the cruise.
Ram Davesy is hosting the cruise March 21st. You could email Ross. What's your email again, Ross?
ELROSS@hotmail.com. You can message me on Facebook, message me on Instagram.
Yeah, and it's a gambling cruise if you want to go and hang out with Ram Davesy and gamble.
And Mo has officially moved the date of his golf invitational to April something.
Yeah.
People have been stopping me in the street and asking me, were you really at war with John Bustecker? No, it was a bit. It was a joke. They just happened to co-schedule that event, and I think what it really came down to was Mo picked his favorite Ross. He just was like, Ross Paget's hosting the golf thing. I'm hosting the boat gambling. And he was like, which Ross do you prefer? We'll go with the better Ross, the one who spells his name right.
Ross War.
But the war thing was moving tickets, and that's why I'm here to announce today I'm currently same day as my fucking boat gambling thing, I'm going to war with MegaCon.
Okay.
If you're a cosplayer, if you sell trinkets, if you're an anime artist of any sort, fucking war.
One of your sponsors of the Dave Ramsey.
No. What the fuck? God damn, you know.
Dave Ramsey.
My God.
That fucking hack.
Oh my God. And if there's anybody that's going to sue, it's that fucking money grubbing asshole. That guy's coming for
We'll
it.
get a letter from One Ramsey Way.
Ram Davesy.
My mom got all into Dave Ramsey right before she died.
I'm taking the class. It's not bad.
Oh my God. Up until last year, she was still donating. Never mind. I can't talk about that.
Is Todd Burney from Marshall Bone Construction,
true.
who also is sponsoring my son Max's 5th grade end of the year party.
Well, wait a minute.
I want to thank him.
What's he sponsoring of mine? What's he sponsoring of mine? Well, you guys,
I got no more money.
You guys are getting all kinds of stuff.
Shout out to Landon, his son. That's what we paid for. Go get him, Landon.
You're selling shout-outs for your son's 5th grade?
What
the fuck is this?
You know how hard it is to raise money for a goddamn party?
Yeah, but they're supposed to raise it. The kids.
Yeah, not the kids.
The
my
dads.
wife is raising it. Then
let her do it. It's her job, not your
she
job.
said, help me. I'm like, all right. And she paid me.
Did you get a blowjob?
Yeah, she paid me
Did
for
you
it.
get a blowjob?
And then I panicked because I didn't think she'd pay me. And then I was like, oh, shit.
You got
and
a
then
panicked blowjob?
Then I emailed Todd. Emailed a lot of people.
Todd, quick. I got a blowjob. I need help.
Brian Seimel donated too. Thank you, Brian. Streamline Mortgage.
So they're going to donate for Maisie's stuff too, right?
I know. Yeah. It's very embarrassing asking, so go ahead. It makes you look like a fool.
How much World's Finest Chocolate is Todd getting?
I don't know.
We're selling that at the Medium Appreciation Event, April 11th.
My God.
And shout out to the Oviedo Bowling Center. I also cut a little deal with them. Said I mentioned it. But
The first part of the show has nothing to do with our own business. It has to do with the side business that he's created to fund his son's 5th grade parties. All
I'm
right.
doing it for the
That's
kids.
cool.
It's for the kids.
Well, your kids.
It's not for my kids.
No, it's for the whole 5th
It's
grade.
literally not for my kid.
The
I
Casa-
benefit nothing from this, any of this.
The Casamari kids.
What if I'm against this? I'm one half of the show. What if I don't support it?
Well, you could, put your hand up.
Excuse me.
Done.
Excuse me.
You could say whatever.
I would like to know where this funding is going, please.
Oviedo Bowling Center, thank you very much. If you're looking for a place to host your 5th grade end of the year party, they
I
have
am.
a great,
Actually, I am.
they have great deals.
You know what? Maisie's
the best deals.
Maisie's going to need a little help with that.
Yeah, yeah. DJ pizza.
DJ Pizza.
They got a ping pong room. Or pinball, sorry.
No. Do I have to cut that out? Since I'm the official editor of your slave ship
now
here.
done.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, we did it.
So our BDM Appreciation event is coming up April 11th. The $5 shirts are done. We ordered some extra. If you missed out, you can come to the event if you are a BDM and purchase them there.
Yeah. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're on the website right now, and it's not working. I don't know what to tell you. At this point...
someone should have raised money for that.
I know. World's best chocolate, world's worst website. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Landon, you got any money left after taking care of Tom's 5th grade?
Yeah, nothing can be done. Nothing can be done. We have all of this chocolate and no website to show for it. I don't even... We have to sell the chocolate to get the website back online is what I was told.
I didn't know it was going bad. So apparently websites are like cars in the fact that they get old over time. I thought they were good forever. Like
I did too. It's digital. It's not even real.
Yeah. Like I think most people think a website's good forever. Right?
I thought that.
Dude, alternator on the website will go out like that.
No, I honestly, I think most people think that once the lights are being blasted into your eyes, that like what would change in the order of how those lights get blasted into your eyes? What would change to make that not work any longer? Right?
Yeah,
You don't think about that.
Once Mr. Daddy's paid, then your website's on, and it's
lot
either
of,
on or off.
A lot of listeners have incorrectly assumed that because we're, and I'm going to give you some real stuff here. A lot of listeners have incorrectly assumed since our website, since my surgery, has been like really unreliable, that it's because our server is hosted with GoDaddy. We are not hosted with GoDaddy. I promise you we are not. I thought maybe we were because I was on copious amounts of drugs and I hadn't looked at it in a minute. But earlier on in 2024, we took over our own website from our good buddies DivUps, who really helped us out when no one was helping us out, and built out a website that didn't even exist. And what I mean by that is they engineered a subscription website for our BDMs that was the first of its kind. No one was fucking doing this. By the way, nobody else is doing this. Everybody else goes through like another site, like a Patreon or something. Why? Because it's more reliable and easier to fucking do. That's why. And Jeff built out this website, and it's been, as Tom would say, because I'm trying to reframe things and look on the bright side, it has been amazingly great for, until it hasn't been. And now we've reached
17 years old.
Yeah, it's been like 17 years, and now we've reached a point where we are having some major issues. So George and Matthew behind the scenes, Orange Pixel, our buddies that are working on it, they're doing a great job trying to fix it. It's just,
again, like a lot of people don't realize, 17-year-old website, like certificates become obsolete that used to be good 17 years ago, and then all of a sudden, like it triggers the hosting to be like, oh, it turns
which triggers
it off.
everything. It's like the house of cards has fallen.
Yeah, and then
and I'm Kevin Spacey, and I'm grabbing dicks.
And then just like your iPhone, I guess, like because believe me, this is beyond my comprehension. I don't know nothing about websites.
Yes, and go ahead.
But like, neither of us do. I think people think I know about websites. I know how to edit audio. I know how to put things on, I know this world pretty well, my little seat. But when it comes to like making sure our website is online, that is not my world.
Yeah.
Not even close.
And then like things become obsolete, coding and stuff, and then that breaks it, and then triggers a chain reaction that just turns it off, and then it's like Matthew and George have to go back there and
pain in the ass
and figure out, oh, the certificate it expired, and technically, it's like all these little things, just like an old car, things start breaking. I guess we have to throw some money at it, redo it. Oh God!
I know. Yeah,
it was always money, Ross.
It is always money.
We'll run out.
You know what you guys should do? You ever been to Mo's website? you go to justcallmo.com.
Yep.
There's a virtual Mo.
No,
Fucking Mo.
He's got the money.
We don't have money for a virtual nothing.
Virtual Mo.
Yeah, we're virtual embarrassment. We have nothing. No way. I mean, we just got to get what we have back online. Because
So-
I guess it's down right now. I think the app's still down too. So
They'll get it back.
Yeah, they will get it back, and I'm very sorry.
we
And
apologize.
It's, more than anything, it's just fucking embarrassing. You
You
know,
guys-
because we work so hard. Like I'm in here editing these shows. You've worked so hard at scheduling all of this. Like while we're going on spring break, we have nothing but awesome new shows. And a lot of them legally, we have some secret shows that you guys have, well, I can't say that because that's copywritten by the News Junkie. But we have some shows you've never heard before that involve people that we do some Ancestry stuff. It's awesome. We have some great shows for you, but you can't even fucking hear them.
Secret shows, $2.95 a month. I'll steal it.
Yeah.
What is he gonna do? Come at me. Bro.
I don't know.
I'm joking.
The worst thing you do is come over here and you're like, all I have is world's finest chocolate. Sell this.
A virtual Tom would be pretty easy though. Like just Tom pops up, you ask him to do something, it's like so tired.
Yeah. You're like, what? What is that? Oh,
The worst
I'm
case,
cool.
it calls real Dan to do something.
So back to April 11th. That is our BDM appreciation party,
Yep.
and we have a great show for you that night with Jeff Howe and Casey Howe. Then it goes into the Juggling Jacks, 2 Russian performers that have a dog show with 2 trained poodles,
Yeah.
and then unicycle and juggling, and that's going on at 8 o'clock.
Do
and
they have
then-
music and stuff?
Yeah,
That I need?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We got DJ Sharp there. We had then Jeff Howe comes back on after Juggling Jacks.
We also have something we've never had before that Tracy keeps throwing in the chat room, like I'm supposed to say it. So I'm just gonna give this. I'm gonna give this a highlight. We also have high top cocktail tables.
Yeah.
We rented high top cocktail tables.
Well, because you
we're not
realize-
fucking around, guys. We're not fucking around.
God, those were expensive.
They were very expensive.
I wanted to borrow them from Fairvilla because
Yeah.
she's got some, and I was like, I send over Mike B in my truck.
And yeah, well then he was
I was
saying,
what
he's
am I
like, Mike
doing?
B, we can't get them all in there. So Dan, you follow him in your Tesla. We can put 2 in the back of your. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing?
No, I'm like, I can't do it. I'm like, we'll just pay. God, I want to pay.
But nothing finer to put your world's finest chocolate on
Yeah,
than
it's
a
true.
high top
A high top table.
cocktail table.
Yeah, we could put a little square there. They could just be running cards the whole time. Gang, gang, gang.
When you're watching Russian dog juggling and you need somewhere to set your world's finest chocolate.
Yeah, then I'm up there. I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, they've all the way from St. Petersburg, Russia. Oh my God, the poodles got into the world's finest chocolate.
Oh, your dogs can't eat chocolate.
Yeah, that poodle's going ham on the almond chocolate and shitting everywhere.
Is there a
So
chance these guys are just from St. Petersburg, Florida, and Tom got the map wrong? Is there any
No,
chance?
they left a voicemail. I had it up here so I could play it for you guys.
They left a voicemail?
They did. They left a voice.
I hope they're like, I'm not coming.
Hold on. I don't even know if I have this.
I paid
on-
the deposit.
It was like, hello, Dan. This is Juggling Jack, letting you know that I can be available. And I'm like, yes! It's real. It's real. So excited.
I
so
hope they know
excited
your
for
bookie.
Yeah.
this. Yeah, no, this is going to be a lot of fun.
Again, if you don't know where it's at and the details of it, then you're obviously not a BDM yet because all BDMs have been sent the information. And if you are a BDM and you don't have the information, just let us know. We'll send it to you.
I didn't realize what you're doing. I was about to say, who the hell doesn't know where popular local restaurant is?
Well, it's for
Yeah, I
BDMs
forgot.
only, Ross.
I forgot.
Speaking of BDMs, we have a show this coming Monday for the BDM show. Where we had a BDM who specializes and it's his hobby in ancestry.
Yep.
And tracking people's ancestry. So he did, and this was about 6 months in the making. About 6 months ago, BDM Michael sent us an email like, hey, I could track both you and Dan's ancestry. Just give me some jumping off points of like people's maiden names and your family and stuff like that.
Any
And then-
Indian princesses in your family?
yeah.
Just let
and,
me know.
and he's like, I'll track it all back, and I'm pretty good at this. And then so he did it.
Yeah, I think he enjoys it.
Worked on it for months, and then presented to us. It's going to be aired on this Monday's BDM show, and there are some surprises in there.
There are.
Including one that we didn't talk about on the BDM show, but I wanted to talk about on this show. So, Ross, you know President FDR, right?
Yeah.
So, the D in FDR Do you know what that stands for?
Delano is what I've heard.
I told
Goddamn,
you.
Ross is
I
smarter
knew
than
you.
both of us.
No, I knew he would know it. I knew he would, man. He's a detail guy.
So,
We Bernsteined this. Yeah.
all right, this is how dumb I am.
I thought it was deeper than that. I thought you were gonna tell me I was wrong all this time.
No, I think this
I knew
one.
you'd
I
get
think
it,
there's going to be a
goddammit.
lot of these. I think
Okay,
there's
all
going to
right.
be a lot of these.
So, and this is, by the way, this is the greatest insult to, I think, a pretty good president, FDR. But so I was back and forth.
No, before you guys start attacking us, we knew that it was Delano. We just went further than that.
Oh, I didn't know it was Delano.
No, like what I mean by they're like, how do you not know that? Yeah, for years, Tom and I have been saying FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Yeah, with the R, Delano.
Delano.
Yeah.
Delano. We know FDR's Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Yeah.
The R carries over into Roosevelt. So it's Delano Roosevelt. That's what happens there. We know what it is.
But if you ask me that same question, Ross, if you're like, what's the D at FDR, I would have said Delano.
Sure.
Because I'm an idiot. So
They're both weird names, to be fair.
So the Beanie and Michael in my family tree, he tracked one, and a lot of people and we talk about it on Monday, but your grandparents grow exponentially as generations go until 10,
Especially their ears and their noses.
yeah.
10
My grandpa got really tall and skinny because of the cancer.
Once you go back 10 generations, there are 4,000 grandparents in your family tree. So there are 4,000 different lines. It's that many because of how math works. And so a lot of people don't realize, including myself. So you could find branches, thousands of different branches long enough where it's almost to the point where it gets to infinite, where there's no way you could research that many things. But one of the branches that he found, it went Van Merle, which was my Pop-Pop's first name, but it was actually a family's last name, and his, and then Delano. And so, and then Michael was like, you are distant cousins, very far removed from Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And when
You said Delano. Yeah. You slipped. It's a natural Delano there.
I did not realize it was Delano until I found out I was related to Delano, the family.
And I didn't know it was Delano until he rounded the corner and said, hey, FDR is what? And I go, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And he goes, you're an idiot. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, I'm an idiot.
He got a little victory
when
out
he
of
said
it. I deserve that.
He's like, you recognize the Delano name? I'm like, well, hell no. I don't. What is that?
Delano
It's
sounds
the
more
president.
Italian.
I'm
I didn't think,
who did he say?
Delano.
Delano? You mean Franklin Delano?
Yeah.
No, that was stupid.
I would have died on Delano, dude.
Anyway.
If you'd have told me, I'd have bet my life savings on it.
And by the way, who knows if that's true? No, I'll never vet it. Michael could tell me anything, but I told my sons this. And this is how the Cherokee.
I don't want to
legend-
spoil mine. I don't want to spoil mine, but there is something that happened in my family in the Civil War that you will have to listen to the episode to find out. Because Maisie thinks it's the funniest fucking thing on the planet. So you have some good stuff to look forward to.
I will say it reminds me to embrace how dumb I am, because it makes life less frustrating if you realize how dumb you are.
Yeah, Liv Gump.
Yeah. Because then because if you think you're smart, then you'll be frustrated by the actions of other people. But if you think you're dumb, you'll be like, I'd mess up my Taco Bell order too. Like if I was doing that job, I'd fuck it up. Then life's less frustrating if you live your life dumb. And that's all.
Okay,
That's my
I
Tom
love
advice.
that.
Just know how dumb you are. Anyway, not Ross, me.
Well, I mean, I'm sure, is there
Ross
anything
knew
you would
Delano.
say you're dumb at?
Nah, I'd nail my Taco Bell order every time.
Okay, I figured that. Yeah.
For sure, you forget the sauce.
Nah,
So-
I get mild and hot. I'm good.
So
They got rid of Diablo.
it was not good.
It had an intensity to it that wasn't as flavorful as fire.
It was like chemically.
Yeah.
It didn't cut it. I like the heat of it. They should have just increased the heat of the flavor of fire sauce, but it just didn't work.
I'm a Verde guy.
Oh, Kupo says in the chat room, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live, Kupo says Diablo was my favorite. Interesting. Yeah, it had and then I think they got rid of, they used to have another one that was like a breakfast salsa verde, that you would normally just get with breakfast. I think the Taco Bell breakfast experiment's over too. That's done.
Yeah, it's off-putting going to Taco Bell for breakfast. No matter how good their breakfast.
I heard it was good. I heard it was good.
I never tried it.
I never tried it either.
But I imagine it's as good as their other food, which is just it's tasty. It's a fat and salt
good.
And whatever all the things our body's addicted to. But it just going there for breakfast in the morning is embarrassing.
Well, you don't want to be seen.
yeah. And then it's like, what am I doing?
But McDonald's has inched into, like, it's acceptable. If you drive into the McDonald's drive-thru for breakfast, people are like, well, obviously these people are busy and need a quick breakfast. Well, they don't give you any shit about it.
Warren Buffett did it for years, and, like, I think still does it. You go to McDonald's.
And it's still just as shitty. It might even be the same, or shittier.
Oh,
it's the same shit as Taco Bell, but for some reason we've normalized the McDonald's breakfast into being, well, that's, like, I do it with Maisie. I'm like, well, you're a hardworking dancer. We got to get to dance practice. This is fine. This is acceptable breakfast. It's still a shit breakfast.
They're known for the coffee or their marketing of their coffee.
It's McCafe, sir.
Has it made their breakfast acceptable for you to go?
Do you know that killed the Play Place? I've been doing a lot of McDonald's reading because we had Mike Busey on the show.
Yeah.
And Mike Busey has we just found this out recently. He has a giant collection. He's obsessed with collecting McDonald's stuff because his mom used to work there. So it's like it's a nostalgia bomb for him, like just to try and buy all the stuff that he has.
Also, that seems like the right level of trashy for him.
It's on brand. It's 100% on brand.
Absolutely.
And that when they started leaning in and they pulled back the dollar menu. And when that McCafe rolled out, and it worked, people loved the McCafe because the coffee isn't bad. It's actually decent coffee. And then they started to pull back on the Play Place. So McCafe killed the Play Place. So if you want to villainize anybody, it's that they tried to make McDonald's a little more adult. That's what they were trying to do.
The one by me is like a test McDonald's, and they did that thing where they put in a whole separate counter, and you could order like a full meal at McDonald's. You could order like pasta and meatballs. You could order
St. Augustine had that. By Flagler College, our McDonald's had that.
And it was always like one dude in like a full chef's costume, like all whites with the hat, standing there sadly watching people go to the hamburger counter. I never saw anybody order the fancy food at McDonald's.
We had that at the St. Augustine McDonald's. It was on, it's the Anastasia. It may be the same thing. If anybody that listens to us is in that area, let me know if this is still a thing. It was more the Anastasia Island McDonald's was a test kitchen McDonald's, and they would get the weirdest shit. So we drive over there, and they had, for the longest time, I want to say they had it for a couple of years, they were testing and operating McDonald's pizza.
Yeah.
Did
this one had
that?
pizza too.
Yeah, and you would go in there, and no different than like a Pizza Hut personal pan or whatever. It looked very similar to that. It was just a little pizza you could get it was in the fully branded box. It was like, I probably should have kept some of those boxes. These McDonald nut jobs would buy them for hundreds of dollars online.
Mike Busey, yeah.
Seriously, Mike, you're right.
Yeah.
I don't mean you're a nut job, Mike. But they would buy it. There's a Mountain Dew sign in the auction. I bid on a Mountain Dew sign. There's a Mountain Dew sign in the auction I'm in right now that somebody bid $1,600 fucking dollars on. It's this big. What is that, a foot and a half?
Damn.
Every once in a while, I get a bug up my ass, and I look online for a McDLT box, and it's insane.
They're so expensive. Yeah, I should have saved
crazy.
these. Anyway, it's a McDonald's pizza, and I never tried it because I don't know. I like McDonald's.
Because you walk into McDonald's, you're there for a burger and fries.
Correct.
You don't want pizza or pasta or any other.
I'm kind of with Ross on
Yeah.
this. Once I go to McDonald's, you and I've talked about this. I like a plain McDonald's hamburger. I like cheeseburgers, but I like the hamburger without the cheese, so I can taste the fake meat and the little dehydrated onions. I like the dehydrated onions, all of that with the ketchup on there. It's
Little
delicious.
choppies. Mm-hmm.
With the fries, their fries are good. They've sugared their fries. Who doesn't like salty sugar fries? They're amazing. But the pizza, my buddy Chris, my roommate at the time, would get it. He said it was actually really good. Really, really, really good pizza. But I don't know. And they would switch through certain things. Like, you're right. They would have, like, weird shit, like spaghetti and meatballs. Like, who wants to go to McDonald's for spaghetti and meatballs?
And it also was, like, highly priced. Like, a pizza would be, like, $20 fucking. And you'd be like, I'm not buying a $20 pizza from fucking McDonald's.
It was weird. It was very, very weird.
The same McDonald's is where they did the last SBK.
Really?
I was at
Live.
that.
Did you go to that one?
I did go to that. You know, a funny story about that is we went to that. Oh, this is one of my worst moments. We went to that. I got drunk and was on the air with SBK Live. My wife offered to drive my car. I'm like, I gotta drive. She's like, no, I'll drive. You're drunk. So she goes to drive. She backs out, scrapes both of my rims.
Oh.
I never let her hear the end. I was like, oh, what the fuck? Losing my mind drunk. That poor woman. She should fucking divorce me. She should divorce me.
Oh my God, you're a monster.
I am. I'm a monster. I'm no different than Duff Goldman, celebrity chef Duff Goldman, who when he eats grapes, he takes 3 of them and eats them in the grocery store. That's how he decides if the grapes are good or not. He's a fucking monster.
So, all right, let's take a break. We'll reset.
Dude, we just got here.
I know.
I feel like we just cracked the mics.
Well, we had a lot to do. We
I
had
feel
a lot
like
to
you
get off our
just got
chest.
done plugging your kid's birthday, 5th anniversary shit.
Oh, if people want to give to your son's party, do you have a
no,
website
I'm not
address?
gonna. Well, okay, just email me, Tom at Tom. It's technically selling sponsorships. I was throwing in like radio commercials. So like, hey, you know,
Happy 14th birthday to Esmeralda Thompson from Tom Van's World's Famous Chocolate, Tommy and Bass.
yeah, I'll do a birthday shout out. $100.
Wow.
This is where we're at now.
I think they do it on the Z for free. You can just email LSB Feaster.
No, we're not free.
It's a donation. You can write it off. I'll send you a receipt.
Okay, Ghost of Manu Bull is fucking with you. He says, Tom is trying to tighten up these Friday shows, and I'm 100% against it. 40-minute segments minimum.
It's been 40. I glanced over. I saw the 4-0. I was like, I
don't know. You might want to re-glance.
No, okay, but we'll give you a meaty second one. But now we're going to reset to come back all new.
Yeah, we'll do a little reset. We had a lot of business to get out in the beginning. We had a lot of we want to make sure the BDMs know that the party's going on. Also, like Tom said, check your membership, make sure it's up to date. I've been dealing with some guys on that. And I'm more than willing to help you. Show at tomanddan.com. If you have any issues, just email me. I'll get you up and running. Yes, sir.
No, go ahead.
Name of the band is Noise. The Browns. We're gonna go to this concert, I think. They're playing in Orlando very, very soon, and also making their way down the East Coast into Miami. The name of the song is You Versus You. Here's some punk rock for you. We'll be back with more A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan right after this. That is Happy Landing with the song Radiate from the album Big Sun. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom. Ross is hanging out with us today. How's it going, Ross?
Do you know, there's a lot of famous Delanos.
Let's do it. Dip your toe into the Delano.
FDR, Ulysses S. Grant, Calvin Coolidge, Alan Shepard, astronaut.
So hold on a second. This is sounding a lot like the Delano brand is a political military name.
Well, until we get to my personal favorite Delano, Laura Ingalls Wilder, dude.
Whoa.
Little House on the Prairie with no Delanos, no Little House.
Yeah, I guess it is a popular name.
Where are the shows?
Delano.
Where are Where are the period piece shows based on another time? Well, I mean, okay, Downton Abbey was one. Bridgerton's one.
Game of Thrones.
No, but are we done with will we?
No. Medieval times.
Will we get another
Does he
Western?
think that's a real time period? We need to get into this. Does he think that's actual
What,
human
Westeros?
history?
Yes, he does. Yeah, are you crazy? His sons are selling world's famous chocolate in Westeros next week. Are you crazy?
It's pronounced Westeros. No, but it's the medieval times.
Max is dressed like Littlefinger. He's pushing people out of the sky mall wall.
Based on the medieval times, right? I mean, it's the same shit.
The medieval times, the story show where you get free chicken. Is that what
that time period of the technology.
Dragons and shit.
Yeah, without the dragons, without Anyway, all right.
Yeah, but we're not going to get any. I loved Western-y. I still do, but it doesn't appear to be very popular right now. You could make an argument that Yellowstone and stuff like that. I don't want modern. I want pioneer style, Boomtown. That's what I want.
The
Little House on the Prairie was a show that as a young boy, I loved that show. When my parents had it on, I was like, oh, God, I love this show, man. I love all the characters. Michael Landon was great. The lady that's now president of SAG, what's that lady's name? Who played Laura? She played Laura. Forget her name. She was great. Her husband's a pedophile, but she was great.
Westworld was it was futuristic.
Too Fucci. I don't need no Fuccis. I want old. I want Horse. gun.
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin was trying to do it, and then he killed somebody. Like he's doing. Like I like
think
westerns.
they make Western movies still, but you're right. And they'll come out with another one. Have they made a Western zombie movie? I feel like that would work.
They've done video games.
I'm sure
They've done video game Western zombie style stuff. They've done what was it, Cowboys versus Aliens with.
Okay, yeah.
Remember that when that came out? Harrison Ford, one earring. He's in there shooting the aliens or whatever.
No, I have heard like a theory that TV used to be more rurally based. You had like your little house, your whistle stop junctions or whatever. You had like Green Acres. You had like all your kind of farm based TV shows.
Yeah,
and then either people started moving to cities or like society wanted to promote cities more, so it became more like city based TV shows. You get your Dick Van Dyke shows, and where the guy's a copywriter instead of a fucking farmer.
I mean, the big show we talked about it last week. It's that show Trapper, right? With that good-looking guy, and it's just like a sort of a pseudo crime. He's solving crimes. Those shows always do really well with old people. Old people like a set it and forget it. Like you go in, you sit down. Oh, that's Trapper. He's on the case.
every episode is its own story. That
She
way,
was the murderer.
you don't have to stress about not seeing the last one. It's like a new episode. You don't have to know the background. You get it.
Yeah, the older you get, the more life becomes a mystery. So like having a nice little TV mystery that wraps itself up in a half hour is beautiful.
My dad liked the things being wrapped up. One of my dad's favorite shows, which I didn't really understand it, but what's funny is I would watch along with him and probably enjoyed it just as much as he did, was Angela Lansbury in the hit show Murder, She Wrote.
Sure.
My parents loved the show Murder, She Wrote so much that after Murder, She Wrote was off on Sunday nights, I still remember this, they would call my grandparents to talk about it. That's fucking weird, right? Name somebody that does that now. That's just not a thing. So we'd watch Murder, She Wrote.
Oh, well, there'd definitely be a Murder, She Wrote podcast that plays after the episode aired.
Yeah.
And then my mom would know, because we called them every Sunday anyway. That's another old thing. And if you still do that, I'd love to hear from you. I love that. I think that's cute. Like if every Sunday you still call your grandparents and talk to them on the phone, like before you go to bed, I think that's fucking awesome. I think more people should do that. Give love to your elders, but we would do that. But they never talked about anything family. It was always like my dad on the line. He's always like, "Yeah, I knew he was the murderer."
When's the last time you talked to your grandparents on the phone? It is rough. It's a hassle.
Andrea's grandpa is 101, 102.
Yeah,
about to be 103. And I will tell you that talking to him on the phone is the single hardest thing you can do in your life.
Yeah, okay.
It's like if you could make it through with you understanding what he's saying, and if you can make it through with him understanding what you're saying. Now in front of him, it's fine because he can take context clues and he can talk to you, and he's very snappy. But on the phone, it's very hard. Very hard.
Well, you're small talking with someone who is 50 years older than you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? His reality, you might as well be small talking with an alien.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't even like you've lived two separate lives in two separate worlds.
Like when he was born, there were 8 technological leaps that need to happen for your job to exist.
Right.
Like
You're right. You're right. Yeah, and this is a weak person's job. Sitting and talking. What the fuck is that?
But even like 103 years ago, there probably wasn't like a radio show, right? I'm doing bad at math, but
I've asked him stuff like that.
Radio.
Radio.
I've asked him stuff like
no
that.
TV.
He has a cool cadence when he talks. Like I'll ask him, I'll be like, "Hey, so what was it like when you were like a kid? What would you do?" And he'll be, and this is, well, it's like talking to him. I'll be like, "What would you do for fun? Like what kind of toys did you have?" And he'll be like, "Well, Daniel, we would, dinner's ready? Okay."
Well, he's
And then
getting it
that's
together.
That's it. And then he'll wander off. Then he just wanders off.
That's the most impressive person I've ever seen.
No, it is impressive, but like sometimes, he's done a lot of work. He's done a lot of work.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like a percentage of that at 44. That's
I do that.
60
I do that.
years.
First thing I do when I sat down in front of this computer every morning, I sit down. I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
You're criticizing 50.
I'm not
52
criticizing.
years younger.
I think what's hard though is that he wants wants to really answer my question. He really wants to dig up something that would be considered historical, but unfortunately, it's just his life, so I don't think he sees it like that, right?
Sure.
I feel like he can't deliver. He wants to deliver, but he doesn't know what to tell me because it's kind of a weird, it's almost a weird, basic, bitch, stupid question to even ask.
Like-
what kind of toys did you fucking have?
He's lived
Shut up.
an entire whole life.
More than me.
Oh,
More
than
me.
yours.
A full life more than me.
Yeah. That's
Like
insane.
5 full years more than me. 5 full years of life more than my entire life doubled.
I can't even comprehend when like someone's 80 years old, 90 years old and stuff, and I'm like, God damn, that is a long time from now. Like, I thought I was wrapping, you get into your mid 40s and you're like, all right, I'm wrapping it up.
Yeah.
You're like, it's about,
I think
it's
you just
way more
feel
than
that
half.
way, right? Like it's
Yeah.
more of a feeling.
It
'cause-
feels like it's around the corner. You're like, all right, this has been a pretty good run. I did the thing. I had the kids. I had the job. Got, whatever. It's about ending. But it's like,
Whatever.
I'm sure those people thought that. And they got a whole other life at the exact same time above now. It's crazy.
Well, he has a lot of stories because, too, he's got, like loves, and loves lost. People that he's known that if most of his friends
Everybody.
are gone. And he talks about
Most
that.
as everybody.
That's kind of the sad part is we've heard him talk about, that's the sad part of living as long as you do. And you see it in, superhero movies when you have the character that lives forever. And he always talks about how tortured he is when he sees all his friends die.
Sure.
That's a real thing. That checks out.
When you live your 100, who do you know that's still alive? No one.
Yeah,
no
he
one
surpassed a lot of his buddies by 15, 20 years, dude.
I think
that's pretty crazy.
I think I said this, but I saw some sort of mini documentary about someone talking about Dick Van Dyke, and it was on a late night show, and they were saying,
You know, the first time I got in trouble at Real Radio, it's because I said he had a brother called Cock Van Gay. Did you know that?
No,
That's the first time. Carol Deadman called me in. She's like, you can't say that on the air.
Right.
I thought Cock Van Gay was brilliant, but at the time I thought it was brilliant. I was like, no one has said anything funnier than Cock Van Gay. And I got it written up for it.
but so this guy was saying that he was over at Dick Van Dyke's house, and Dick Van Dyke's son, who's 75 or some shit, was asking his dad, can I turn on the AC or some shit like that? And he's like, it was bizarre watching an old man ask permission to his dad, who's it was a 100-year-old man, in the same site. It's weird to have a father-son relationship at 75 and 100.
Oh, you see it with Andrea's dad and her grandfather.
Yeah.
There is still a level of respect there when Jim, Andrea's dad, talks to him that it's you see the pecking order.
But they're both old. But it's
very
weird.
weird.
As
It
a
is very weird.
younger person to see that dynamic exist, 75 and 100. Yeah, it's weird.
But also something weird that I don't think you really have control over or whatever, which is extremely interesting, is that they're able to go 4 generations deep. So you've got Andrea's great grandfather, then you've got Andrea's father, then you've got Andrea's brother, and then you've got his son.
Yeah.
Okay, Levi is the son. And for some reason, when the baby is near grandpa, those two, you can't, there's nothing, everything is right with the world. It's almost like it's in the DNA.
Yeah.
The baby sees the grandpa, he's, oh, that's my grandpa. Grandpa sees the baby, and they're like, it's crazy.
Great grandparents are. Yeah, my pop got to see my sons.
That's cool. I think that's fucking cool, dude.
I told my pop, I was like, I called him and I was like, oh, because you wanted me to tell him when my son Tommy was born. So and we didn't know it, by the way. He did
Don't
not like
call
that.
me otherwise.
You know what's funny is he is so old school that me not knowing the baby's gender, when Tommy was born, we didn't know. But he grew up like that. When he had his kids, he didn't know they're all boys until there's no sonogram.
How are you going to know whether to get blue cigars or pink cigars?
Yeah, there's no way of knowing.
Yeah,
You got both. I think you got both.
And anyway, so I called him up, and then I was like, Tommy, he was born right here, 9:35 in the
You
morning.
got a pushy hole.
And he's like, I'll be right there. And I'm like, no. And then I'm like, hey, and Crystal's all fucking drugged. She's the worst things ever happened. Like blood, it's still bloody.
Can I ask
stitches.
something about new moms? Comb their hair, for Christ's sake.
And then I'm like, hey, I know it's not the right time, and I know none of our other family, is coming right now.
But Merle's on his way.
My Pop is on his way, and he's expecting. He's like, yeah, he said, can you put some makeup on?
Yeah. I mean, clean yourself up because he's in his.
Yeah. I'm like, we gotta get you put some makeup on for pictures. Like I know you're all like a lot of blood has left your body. Yeah. She was pissed.
Put some rosy in your cheeks
he
because
showed
Grandpa's a coming.
He showed up right there. He had no concept of like Crystal just had a baby 1 hour ago and she's exhausted and almost died.
Yeah, Ben's here to look at the baby.
Yeah, make yourself presentable.
Surprised he wanted to come. Actually, I was like, hey, this is weird. I figured.
Well, if it had been a girl, he wouldn't have come.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah. Just like, send me a picture.
I'll see it when you bring it over. That's what I would have said, I think.
Hey, look at this. I brought this in today. This is going to change our entire show. No more sweet beans ever on the show.
So, what is that?
This is something I got for Christmas, and I've been itching to bring them in here. I always forget to use them when I know we won't. But right here, these are dude bombs. These are air fresheners and cleaners. You put these in the toilet before you take a shit.
Huh.
It's like a little, here, I'll get one out. They're in like a little zipper pouch here. Hold on, let me get this thing open here. Open them up.
So yeah, it's like the oil you spray.
Poo-pourri.
Yeah.
But these are like these little, they're these little bombs you put.
Oh, you can't even open the package.
I know, I'm so weak, I can't even open the zipper.
Yeah, when I got to shit, I got to go. I don't have time.
Here we go. I got it.
I don't know if you understand our shit. It's emergency.
I got him. Look at that. So it's like a little Tide Pod thing. It's like a little blue.
Okay.
You blop it in the water before you go, and then it starts fizzing and releasing. Here, smell them. They smell great. You can just smell the edge of the bag. You can smell them.
All right, so
And then you put these in. They're called dude bombs. You put them
like
in the
laundry.
toilet. Yeah, they smell like clean laundry. You put them in the toilet, and then the idea, the technology is you shit in the toilet, and then the dude bomb technology is floating at the top, and it doesn't let any of the stink out of the water.
Yeah.
Because there is something to that. Because as a child, I remember when I would fart in the bathtub, and it would come out of the water, it would smell 30 times stronger and worse than any fart you do just actively out of your butthole. And I've always convinced myself, this is not science, this is something I think, this is my own theory, that as your I've probably said this on the show before, as your fart air bubble is traveling through the water, it's gathering other erroneous smells. And it's compounding. It's gathering smells. That's why it smells worse when it gets to the top.
is it gathering smells from your bathwater?
From the bathwater, yeah. I created this theory, and that's why it smells worse when it exits the water.
We don't think that maybe when you're just out in the air and you fart through your pants, it kind of immediately disperses.
I mean, that's one theory. That is
Whereas
one theory.
in the tub, it would bubble up, and that bubble would come uninterrupted to the surface and then be right there by your nose.
I mean, possibly.
Okay.
I mean, I see what you're saying,
Yeah.
but I like my theory.
We like the
better.
fart tea theory better.
Yeah, I like it. I like it's leaching other smells to come up. But I've tested these, and I will say that while they are not perfect, that they work pretty damn well. They're the effervescence that they have and the smell of like light lavender or fresh linen is so strong that it does cut down on doo-doo stink.
So now you're missing out on the joy of having your business partner take a shit in your shit stink.
Okay, well, but I want to tell you something. So Andrew has been over here a lot lately. And one day she came over to pick me up, and you were still in the bathroom. Do you remember the one where I was like, see ya? And you were still in there, and you were like, oh. Okay. She could smell it, and she said it was horrible. She's like, I walked in, and it smelled like shit in there. The whole place smelled like shit. She's like, does it always smell like shit when you guys shit? And I'm like, yeah, pretty much. If any of us takes a shit in there, it smells the whole, because we have a small studio.
If
you take a shit in there, it smells the whole studio up.
Yeah. No, I know. And when you
Savannah did it last week. Twice.
I didn't notice.
Twice. She did it twice. She left swirlies.
Yeah, no, come on.
I had to get down in there with toilet paper and scrub it out.
No, come on. Just ignore it.
No, I can't. I can't do it. And I got to build 3 ratchets high. And what I mean by that, I got to get a ball of toilet paper. That's 1 ratchet. Another ball of toilet paper. That's ratchet 2. And a third ball. And then I make a pole, and that's what I use to clean the toilet. It's 3 ratchets of toilet paper to clean the bowl, because if you do 1 ratchet of toilet paper, you get her shit on my finger.
Basically
and I
touching
can't, Ross knows he ratchets his toilet paper to clean the bottom of the bowl, because I was so paranoid that then I got Corey from Core Flooring coming in there, and there's swirlies in the bowl.
Yeah, they call that the 3-tier Delano. Delano.
That's the 3-tier Delano is the name of the show.
Dan, you're a shit scientist. Is there anything to this?
I have another shit story too, so we're gonna do a shit segment.
The worst shits I ever smelled in my life were my grandpa on my dad's side. Okay.
You think it was diet?
I don't know. And
What did he do? Can I ask questions? I don't want to hijack your story, but
I mean, he just ate whatever my grandma made.
what kind of working man was he?
He, in the time I was alive, he had retired from a chemical manufacturer, and he did stuff like he would for an auto auction, he would drive the cars out. He did a lot of stuff like that.
That's low key a dream job of mine.
It was a pretty sweet gig for a retired guy.
You drive the old Ferraris out. Yeah,
just show up, drive cars for a couple hours,
hell
something like that. But okay, so he had the worst shits I've ever smelled in my life, and then I named one of my kids after him, and that kid has the same shit smell.
Whoa!
So what's the name?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking the shit scientist.
I don't know.
It's like microbacteria makes a huge difference of like in your gut, and then also as you age though too, it doesn't make sense for your son, but I imagine that like old pipes, kind of like Daniel's bathtub theory, like all the pipes just
you're rotten from the inside.
Yeah, they're all old and like
that's old person smell.
Yeah,
That came out in the Wall Street Journal last week. They did a whole article about old people smell has always been a myth. No, it's not a myth anymore. Science has proven that as you get older, you do gain almost like a death smell. And when you're around old people, you're like, God damn, it smells like old people. Yes, they do smell that is a real fucking thing. Old people do have an act, like you can look it up. They have a smell.
Huh.
And there are certain like deodorizers or maybe soaps that you can get that will counteract it, but I don't know if you have any recourse on this. I think you're just dying.
Yeah, like we're all old, right? Like past 85, 90s and stuff.
I think like we're way older. Yeah, not like when you're in your 40s. Like, I don't know, old people smell. That's just like standard. White people get rained on. They smell like onions. Black people have been telling me that for years.
Wet dog is what I hear.
Wet dog, yeah. That's another one. Let me get my other shit story out, and then we'll move along. Okay, so I'm taking tons of medication for this stupid hip, and I'm almost in the clear. Oh, I guess I can tangent into me being a bad patient. I feel a little bad because I don't know if you guys know this, but I was supposed to get medically cleared to be able to do pretty much anything I want at the end of the next, I think I have like 3.5 more weeks. But my surgeon is going on his spring break. So he's like, sorry, can't clear you. I got to push it a whole nother week. And I'm like, no! And I complained a little bit about it to the nurse. I was just like, boo. I did one of those. And then when
you just called her up and you're like, boo.
No. When she told me that, I was in there, I was getting my, she's actually scheduling me. And she's like, I see here he's not going to be in town. He's going to be on his, his daughter's spring break.
You always want to boo a nurse right to her face.
Yeah, I was like, boo. I was fucking around. We had a report.
So what is what does he do to medically clear? Just look
he
at
has
you
to x-ray me to make sure there's no crack in the femur.
Okay.
So it is like an actual thing I need to do, and it's not something I can do. Like I can't just zip up to Amscot, x-ray my, femur.
So you need to x-ray, and then as long as there's no crack, which...
Not only that, but he's checking the implant. They measure, like once they put the implant in, they measure the implant, and then they measure it later after it's healed to make sure that it hasn't moved at all. They want to like make sure that it's in the exact position they put it in, and it is made. So they check everything, not only the implant, but the cup that's in my hip joint. They're checking that for movement as well. So I guess they're checking like all the major points of where they put the implement in me to make sure it hasn't shifted at all.
Okay.
So there's like that. But so I was going to get pushed back another week, and I was complaining about it because, of course, the first hip, you broke my femur, and I went 8 weeks behind. This one's supposed to be just the 6-week Johnny, and now it's 7 weeks because you have spring break. So I texted him. When he texted me that, he's like, oh, yeah, I got spring break. Sorry. I texted him back, and I said it like this. I did do, as Tom calls it, and I laid in a thick layer of emotional tax there.
Hey, asshole.
And no. I said, because that's not fair. He's taking good care of me. He did a great job. I said, I know when the nurse told me that, my heart sank. If there was ever going to be anybody that would get an extra week added to his sentence, it was certainly going to be me. LOL. I'll do what I'm told. So it was like kind of like a passive way of saying...
Passive-aggressive pity party.
It was a passive-aggressive pity party of saying...
I'm like, oh, God, this fucking patient.
But guess what? He
I wish
moved
he
me
would have
up.
died on the table.
He moved me up. He moved me up 2 weeks before his vacation. So I did it. I manipulated him into getting exactly what I wanted. So I'm not going to have to wait the extra week. I did it.
Isn't that embarrassing to tell people?
No, not about as embarrassing as telling people your kids sell their chocolate at your events. But, we're not here to not be embarrassing. This is an embarrassing show.
Absolutely.
No, but I don't have to push my thing back. I got, he's going to clear me. Now, I do feel a little bit bad, but I don't, what I said to him, I didn't say anything disrespectful or rude to him. I just, told him how I felt.
Passive-aggressive works.
Yeah, passive-aggressive pity party. The give more, you're like, my stay wasn't that good at your Airbnb. Try to get some money off.
Well, we're not talking about an Airbnb. We're talking about, being pushed back an extra week. I'm pretty happy about it. So
if you would have just said, yeah, no problem, I'll see you in 3 weeks or whatever, you'd be waiting that extra fucking week. You got passive-aggressive, and now you bumped up.
I did. Yeah. I did get bumped up.
Oh, yeah.
Here's my other poop story, just quickly before we get off of poop. Because I'm taking these pills because of this whole surgery that I've had, and I'm doing way better than the other one, it has dried me out. I am very dehydrated. And when you're dehydrated, when you go number 2, it just doesn't work the same way. And in 49 years of going number 2, I've never had this happen. Things are getting a little raw back there, right? Because it's not, it's dry. And this last time I went to take a shit and I'm constipated and the shit came out and it took a left turn and the tip of it touched my ass cheek.
Whoa.
I have never had a shit in the history, 49 years of shitting.
You shit a comma?
I shit a J. It came around and touched my ass cheek. And I was like, wow. And I jumped up a little bit and I shook and it fell in. It was just the shit.
Oh, that's a tumor. I just threw that in there. That's for Andrea.
She's like, good job, get him. She's like, fucking get him. No, I've never had anything like that. I'm so dry from all these pills that they're giving me, man.
How many ratchets did you need to clean that up?
No ratchets, too dry. No streaking on the bowl. It goes straight down.
A lot
I'm
of
so
people
over this medication, man. It's like people that are on medication all the time, or people that have to change their bandages constantly for life, or like kids that have like a head wound and they have to change their bandage every night. Jesus Christ, man. Bandage.
I'll just die.
It's so much. It's so much, man.
I'll never handle maintenance of any sort.
It's too much.
I'll never get, once I go to a doctor for surgery, if they ask me to come back, I'll never come back for any clearance. I'll, and that's how I'll die. I'll not change my bandage or take the medication the right way. I've never taken antibiotics the full time. I've always forgot and been like, oh, fuck it, that's enough. And that's not, you're not supposed to do it. I've never done anything.
You think maybe that's why you cough constantly?
A lot of famous
kill me. I know.
people cough constantly. Vladimir Putin coughs constantly. Did you see that? Just this week. He's cough crazy. And some of the greats cough. Some of the greats. Tom calls it it's his thinking coughing.
He's an old man. Of course he's coughing. Death is right.
70 years old.
Death is right around the corner. When people are like, look at this old man, his rash. I'm like, he's an old man. Death is around the corner. How do people not understand that? People are like, oh, this is 80-year-old man's got something. And it's like, no shit. Everybody's got something at that age. Your death is around the corner.
You want to try a voicemail, buddy?
Yeah.
Let's try this one right here.
Dan, Tom, so y'all are talking about just touching the tip of this thing for the Olympic sport. The real question is, would you be gay if you just touched the tips of your penises to one another? Does that make you gay?
No.
Of course it does.
No, it doesn't make you gay. It helps. I think it helps if you're gay.
It's easier. Yeah.
to do it. But we used to work with somebody that thought if you do gay things, that makes you gay. No, you're just doing gay things.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you gay. If you're gay, you're gay.
Yeah. If you're gay, you are attracted to the
Thank
same
you.
sex.
Boom.
And then
If you touch them and it gets hard, then you're gay.
True.
Well,
But
if you don't like it, it still gets
hold
hard.
on,
Then you
I
may
would
not
contend
know.
I'm not gay, and if some dude starts jacking me off, I'm gonna get hard because I like being jacked off. I love being jacked off.
Hands are hands, right? We cover
Yeah,
that
that's
with
what I'm
Yeah, I
buttholes.
saying.
can't see it,
Yeah.
but if I put it through some sort of hole,
Yeah.
how do I know? Like, oh, as a dude, I was like, how are they supposed to know? It was a
Not-
human
not-
hand.
not in my mind.
Human mouth. Human butt. It's all the same.
Mouth or butt.
What?
If you're picking the hole, mouth or butt, you have your choice.
The butt is less intimate.
But you don't know.
That's what I've always.
Would you be able to tell? Like if you walked up to the glory hole, you see the duct tape, you pay your money, you stick it in there, and then you go inside something. Are you instantly able? Do you think you're in tune with your feelings enough to know, like, oh yeah, that's a mouth. Oh yeah, that's a butt. Oh yeah, that's a
yeah,
vagina.
you know mouth or butt for sure. They're different feelings.
What about vagina? Dark horse.
Yeah. Oh
That's
no.
the dark horse.
You know, if you mouth, butt, and vagina, you could tell the
You
difference.
think you can know all of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Male mouth over female mouth.
No, you
You
can't
think you can
tell.
get that specific?
No.
Yeah, I don't think you can either. Mouths are mouths at that point.
Yeah.
And I think, but butts maybe. Just only because guys are disgusting animals. And
A
guys
lot
don't-
of female butt problems that no one talks about. I think it's the same amount.
Do we need to do
statistically.
an expose?
The same. In fact, I think women may have more hemorrhoids because of birthing child.
Yeah.
Birthing child.
No.
I
Giving
understood
birth.
I knew what you meant.
Anyway, that causes a hemorrhoid sometimes.
I'll put any money down. I can tell the difference between male and female vagina.
I agree. I absolutely agree as well.
What are some of the things you had written down, Dan?
You mentioned white people smell like onions. A million years ago, way before COVID, when Mickey still lived in town and we were still doing tots at his house, I had D-Rug and Jolly on one show. David Jolly, international comedian superstar.
Yeah.
I had them on for Tots with Ross, and we went to take a picture afterwards, and Jolly was like, he was like sniffing me, and he was like whispering behind my head to D-Rug. He's like, they really do smell like that. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, Ross, I never believed it, but they say white people smell like onions. You smell like onions right now. And I had, like, right before I came to tape the show, I had made my kids chili dogs.
No, you had the
And
onions.
so I had,
that
like,
broke up.
chopped onions. And
So
so,
you're
like,
perpetuating the stereotype.
and I was like, no, Jolly, I just made hot dogs for my kids. He's like, nah, white people smell like onions.
Okay, so
that is like a thing.
that's an old radio thing that I gotta be honest never understood because I thought all BO smelled like onions. Every human's BO.
It does, but the trope we're talking about, I think, was white people in the rain, right? At least that's what mine was.
Okay.
It
I
was
never
like white
understood that.
people when they get wet, they smell like either onions or I've also heard wet dog.
Wet dogs, I heard.
Or
yeah.
wet dog.
Yeah.
But any human, right, would smell. I mean, if you have BO, you smell like onions. And
Well,
then,
BO is a
the
little
white bird.
different.
different.
BO is one of those things. I used to know a guy that since the spell was completely gone, so he had constant BO,
Yeah.
and he didn't know he had it.
Yeah.
And I always felt bad because like that's almost like one. It's almost like what do you do there? You don't pull the guy aside and be like, "Hey, I know your sense of smell is bad, but I got to tell you something because I'm your friend." Is that what you do?
Well,
I don't think you can do that.
No.
That's a hard talk.
he knows. He's choosing not to do anything about it because you can wear deodorant. The deodorant works for BO because I have BO if I don't wear deodorant. It is real bad. And it's like
Yeah.
and so and like
Some
and-
people do have it. Like I
So
can
if
go
I
a
don't put
couple
on-
days and I don't get stinky.
So I keep a stick of deodorant in my desk drawer here at
All
the
the best
studio.
businessmen do.
Just in case I'm sitting there
Yeah.
typing and then I'm like, oh my God, I didn't put deodorant on. I smell BO. So if you have bad BO, you have to do yourself a favor and do everybody around you a favor and use deodorant religiously.
You don't think it's possible to not know? I think it is.
Absolutely it is.
Because
And-
I've had multiple people. We have had interns at Real Radio before that I'd be like, God damn, I don't think that guy knows he stinks.
Do you have anybody around you that loves you? Like, that's what
I think that's a
Sometimes you-
hard one, man. I
like,
think that's a
do you have
hard one. There's
a partner.
I think there's a reason that even there's some women and men that have stinky genitalia that aren't told about it, because telling someone they stink, whether it be their butt or their genitals or whatever, their breath, that's a really difficult conversation to have.
That's what I was going to bring up. Like, I'm going to say 20% of comedians never learn to floss. So, like, you'll be...
What?
I'm just saying, like, you'll be there. Like, you know, when I was running an open mic, I'd be there standing by the list.
That's a high percentage.
Guys would come in late, and they'd be like, hey, can you put me up? And I'd be like, you've never flossed a day in your life. I don't want to be this close to you, especially you like whispering in my face. And what do you say? What do you say to somebody who clearly hasn't flossed for the last 15 years?
Yeah,
hey,
you're right.
Start flossing?
Okay, you're
no,
right,
they have
okay.
no fucking clue.
But that also could be just not having the money for any dental work, and then you have halitosis, and you let your maintenance go down, and then you can't afford the work that it would take
The
to
$1.50 for
Yeah.
an Ultra Glide floss?
Yeah, but once
Probably
you get
cheaper than that,
once you get
really.
the full halitosis and it's rotten in there,
You give up.
Like, you cannot floss.
Do you think you give up?
You can't floss it out of there. Like, it is stuck. Even if they did floss, it would stink still. Because I'm telling you, like a bad. And then you can't afford the dental work. And then it's like, but deodorant. Like,
Yeah.
like you could be poor, and like dollar store sells deodorant. You could buy it for $1 and get deodorant.
Oh,
And
yeah,
it'll
it's
fit-
right next to the fucking little floss
I was going to
picks.
say, it's right next to the floss, yeah.
But that's nothing to do with the money. But I'm telling you, the teeth will get bad where no floss
I think
will
it's
do
a
nothing.
lot.
Sure.
It's also a lot harder. I think the reason people don't floss is because it's hard.
Yeah, putting deodorant
Yeah.
on is easy.
People don't do hard things. Like, there's a reason, like
Yeah,
floss. How long does that take? A minute? Oh, fuck that.
Yeah,
brushing my teeth takes 10 seconds because
Yeah.
I'm not doing it right.
Sure.
It hurts and it bleeds and reminds you how a piece of shit you are.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh God, I didn't do what an adult's supposed to do. You know how many times I think that in
There's
my
a
life?
lot of that. I do a lot of
Hey,
that.
you're like, oh, I'm an old man and I never learned how to be an adult. You're like, oh shit, and then you're like, oh, that explains the world. I swear to God, that's I think to myself, I was like, oh, I thought old men like knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
And then it turns out they don't.
And then it turns out we're all just grown-up kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of it. But
Yeah.
some people are advanced, and you're like, oh, those people.
They're faking it. They're kids too.
Do you guys know the band Real Big Fish?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a theory going around. Yeah, very good, Ross. Yeah. They're a legendary, I'd say they're a legendary American, fun, Vans Warped Tour, late 90s, early 2000s ska punk band.
Sure. Yeah.
And the band I'm talking about is Real Big Fish. There's a theory going around about them right now on Reddit.
Do you before you tell me because I don't know this, but they got a lot of their popularity because a lot of sports, including baseball teams, would play the beer song that that they came out
Correct.
with. And
Major League Baseball has played that. I heard it at the Braves game I was at the Battery when
Yeah.
I took the family. When you go get a beer, they play the beer song.
From Real Big Fish.
From Real Big Fish.
And they'd play that in a lot of and so I think like some deal they made with MLB has helped their popularity because
All those DJs talk. Who knows? I mean, like, I don't know, but they are.
Yeah.
People know who they are.
Once you catch on to a good thing, like closing time, everyone plays closing
Yes,
time and
yeah.
closing time.
Yeah,
you know?
Hey,
and
just-
the chat room's kind of weighing in, and I would trust DeBerry Joe on this. He said he also heard it with basketball. He says they are the quintessential '90s ska band. I think I'd almost
Yeah,
agree with you.
sure.
They were a fun party band. There's a theory about why we don't see them anymore. There's a theory about why we don't see them really tour much anymore.
Because ska died 20
No.
years
No,
ago.
but Less Than Jake's still touring.
Less Than Jake is still touring.
Boston's still touring. Like there's a lot of ska.
Ska's big right now. It's kind of having it's almost like there's some new ska bands that I've been, being introduced to that are really good.
Newfound Glory, some like punk rock band from the 90s, is still thriving when still doing shows because a lot of these bands have realized.
Oh,
like,
they were in Basketball. He's right. You're saying that Real Big Fish was
Okay.
in the movie Basketball. Yes, they were.
They've realized that a lot
Sorry.
of their prime audience that was a fan of them in the 90s, they all have kids that are grown now. They can go to the concert with, and that's what they're making their money off of. And they're doing these tours and having super success because they still are able to sell tickets. And like all their audience that were in the 90s, they're all middle-aged now. They have some money. And so they'll buy, a $40, $50, $60 ticket or whatever, bring their kids, and then like, oh, this is the band I used to listen to when I was your your age.
And right before COVID, you would have been able to see them pretty much, wherever you wanted to.
And they're making money.
They were. Right now, though, they're kind of like MIA, and people are like, what? Where are they? Why aren't we really seeing them? The theory is, and I don't know if this is completely confirmed, but
they're running world's finest chocolate behind the scenes.
They are. No. During COVID, they took time off the road, and it was arguably one of the first times in their inception of being a band that they took time off the road. And they're about our age, and they have families, and they have kids, and they got into day-to-day life that isn't being in Real Big Fish. And the theory of why we don't get as much or any Real Big Fish right now is because they all fell in love with their families during COVID and spending time with them, and they're like, this is better than touring as a 90s iconic ska rock band, because a lot of the members that you would need to put the band back together are very happy living their lives. They've made good money. Not now, are they Lady Gaga? Are they Taylor Swift? No. But they are pros. They've also done it 40 years, and they could arguably say, I made enough money, I did enough, and I don't want to do this anymore.
Or they're like, I realize I could make more money, but it would cost the sacrifice is less time with my family. And I'm not willing to pay that.
Well, they
cost.
already did that. That's the part that some people were kind of saying in the thread that I thought was kind of interesting. They already sort of did sacrifice a lot of this. They, were one of those bands that toured like seemingly endlessly, right? They were always playing around Florida. We were very lucky to get a lot of Real Big Fish. And but you won't. I don't think now. Maybe you will. Maybe once kids are a little bit older, maybe you will. But for right now, it seems like they are completely happy just being who they are. And COVID taught them that, hey, being that sacrifice that we gave before COVID, maybe it's time to be with our families now.
People forget how much time you are away from home when you are a touring comedian or you are a touring band.
It's endless.
Or in any sort of touring anything. A sports star. Like these NFL players.
You're working holidays, man. You're playing on Christmas, for Christ's sake.
Well, once the season starts, you never see your family. Like there was some coach that said, like once the season starts, he sees his kid one day a week for an hour. Like that's how much time you have to put into some of these jobs, and like the sacrifice of like even a stand-up comedian. Like every weekend, for the most part, a lot of these touring comics are on the road, and they kind of use the weekdays to spend with their family. But the weekdays, if your kid's in school, like think about it, your kid gets out of school, in the afternoon, they want some deep decompression time and stuff, and then they got bed and get ready for school. Like you got an hour a day to even spend with your kid. Yeah. It's like it's not that much time, and so and then if your every weekend is taken up, then that's the sacrifice though. And then and then I guess you have to make the decision if you have like, okay, I could be a touring band or a comedian, or I could spend time with my family, and they got a taste of it, and they're like, I'm not giving it up.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the point. Never get a taste.
yeah.
Start leave before they're born.
Well, both things can be cool, right? I'm sure there's somebody in that band that probably doesn't have kids. It is like, what the hell are you guys doing?
Yeah,
and both sides are true. Like I'm sure that being out there is invigorating, and seeing the number of people that like your music and being in like sort of a fun band. Like that's something that's I feel like it's underappreciated.
Right.
You're not in Tool. There's not a heaviness.
I was going to say Tool.
There's not, and that's not a knock on Tool. Tool has its place, but there's not that heaviness that Tool carries.
It's just an emotional onus.
Yeah, I feel perfectly said. I feel like being in Real Big Fish to me, if somebody came to you and said like, hey, you want to drum in Real Big Fish for the next like 3 months, I'd be like, I don't know if I can keep up, but I'll give it a shot. It sounds like it's going to be fucking fun as hell. Like the most fun you could ever have. You get to tour the world and you're playing fun music.
Yeah, and there's also a time, like a sweet spot, that it even really matters when you have kids. It's when they're young, because after they hit middle school and Ross knows this, high school, then you could be
done with you.
Yeah, you could be home all you want. If they're not, you're at home on the weekends and you're like, whoa, I could be on tour right now. No one's even, I'm by myself. Like my friends my kids are hanging out with their friends.
Well, I do that now. I'll get some days here. Yeah. I'll finish up here. I'll get home. It'll be like 3:30. I'm like, hello, everybody's gone. And Macy's at dance until 9.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm like,
Daniel's like, out.
I'll just sit here quietly with
you could be on tour right now
with my cane. Yeah, I know. It'd be fun.
When I started like studying comedy as a career, I noticed very quickly every single comedian is divorced. They're all divorced. Jim Gaffigan brings his wife and family on the road with him. He's the only comedian at that level who has never been divorced. They all just like They're on the road. They get out of touch, and they fucking get divorced. Every single one of them.
I mean, it was super hard to keep a relationship together if you're gone that much. You know,
if you're on 23 weekends a year, it's fucking impossible.
I've always wondered how you even call it a relationship, really. Like, that's not a knock on people that are doing it, but like, I don't know. I think it would be really hard. Yeah, it would just be extremely hard to even have a connection when you have so much going on and you're like thousands of miles away. It's almost impossible.
Well, here's the thing, though. If that's your dream, you want to, and then finally you get to a point where you're touring, you're making decent. Jim Gaffigan's making
he's making great money,
$400,000 a year or something. You know, $500,000, $600,000. You know, somewhere, but like good ass money.
Yeah.
And then you start making that, and your family's, you know, your kids are in private school. You got a nice house. You got maybe a vacation house. You're making, you know, you're making $500,000 a year. You're doing pretty well. And then and then your family gets used to that living. So then you're gonna tell your wife like, you know, I'm gonna stay home with the family. Like, our kids are hanging out with their friends. What are you gonna get to work? You know, we're gonna pay these bills. You know, you're gonna keep making $500,000. Like, you start getting used to that. But who makes $500,000 and then spends as if they made $100,000 and then saves it all for a decade? And then like, all right, now no one does that.
Gilbert Gottfried's the only person I know of that maybe would have done. Yeah, he was a psycho,
and he died with millions, and he never even enjoyed it because he's riding the bus because he's mentally ill.
Yeah, he was mentally ill. I hate those stories too because I loved Gilbert. When you hear that story, you're like, man, that's sad. Why were you working? My God, you're stealing the soap? Jesus, Gilbert.
When he died, every single podcast, everybody would be like, oh, Gilbert died. And every single comic had a story about him stealing the food after a show. That was like the most recurring story. He'd bring Tupperware with him, steal all the food after the show, and take it back on the airplane.
You know what's funny is like extreme mentally ill cheapness is still okay to make fun of in our society, and it's the same mental illness as if someone's like knocking on the wood or testing the locks 1,000 times, like some OCD kind of, and we can't make fun of that, but we can make fun of
you can. You're just gonna get some heat.
Putting meatballs from Carrabba's in his pocket to eat later. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like,
but did he eat them later? That was the part that I didn't understand because he was saving the soap and stuff. But I think he wasn't using it, so that's what makes it a mental illness. If you put those meatballs, if we had meatballs and you put them in your pocket and you got in your truck and then I saw you pull one out and start eating it, I'd be like, well, this guy's a fucking genius because he's saving money by eating leftover food. Do you know how hard it is for Dan Dennis to eat leftovers? Do you know how hard I've had to work the past 10 years to eat leftovers with my wife? Do you know how proud she is of me now because I can eat leftovers? Because it saves money and my wife's very cheap. But I bring leftovers here now. That's a new fucking thing. I don't do leftovers. I hate them.
But she doesn't want to waste, and we give her a lot of shit. But Andrea just doesn't want to waste money for nothing. Like Gilbert Gottfried, like died with a goddamn storage unit full of soap that he stole from. You know, it was like he didn't need this.
That's also very cool, though. It's very cool.
And then, I believe that qualifies as winning.
Way cooler than Andrea. Sorry, you're not going to win on this one.
And then your estate just sells it off, and your whole life's work of riding the bus and stealing soap is ruined.
Oh, so I collected enough soap for somebody to sell after I died? Hello, win. Chalk it up.
You can build a city out of that soap. You can build at least a building out of it.
You have to pay because the owner of the storage unit is like, get this goddamn soap. You have to pay. Your family out of your estate has to pay someone to get that shit.
To clean it out.
And take it to the dump. So it costs your estate money. That's what happened.
So I had so much soap that a man had to be paid to be dealt with it? It sounds like I'm a goddamn Egyptian king to me.
It does sound more impressive. It's very disruptive, right? To make people pull the soap out of there.
It was a lifelong prank. I'll give it to Gilbert Gottfried.
It got rained on and it fucking ruined the whole
most hoarders are like that. Like,
yeah.
you know, they all the shit they hoard just falls into disrepair and molds and gets all shitty and it's all garbage.
Rat House, the guy, he'd just prowl, like on trash days, he'd prowl the trash and any bicycle, any chair he'd bring home. And then when he got kicked out, hundreds of chairs, dozens of unusable bicycles.
He's the Gilbert of chairs.
It's his mental illness.
You know what I like before we take a break? Yeah. I like the scenes, and they're in my algorithm now, of people that are filming their like grandparents, like that are our hoarders, but they'll film their like garage refrigerator. Have you seen? Is this on your algorithm yet? Maybe it will be because I'm talking about it. Garage refrigerators. It's people filming their grandparents or older people's garage refrigerators.
Yeah.
And when they open it, it's literally just a wall of trash.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen that? And they open it and there's no room for anything in there. It's just a box keeping trash cold. That's fucking awesome, dude. It's fucking awesome. It's the ultimate waste. It's literally killing the environment, and inside of it is all poison. Like it's all mold and shit and viruses. I love it.
I'm very, very familiar with the garage trash refrigerator because
But it's yours to the brink. It needs to be so you open it, not even an inch of space.
I'm just saying that like our anniversary cake. This is happy 18th birthday. Is my wife cut it up with cellophane paper or whatever the hell?
Wait, for your 18th anniversary cake?
Yeah,
that's what you do for your wedding cake.
And then stored it into the freezer, and then along with like there's bread crusts in there.
Bread crust.
That she's like, I'm gonna make croutons out of these.
I'm gonna make croutons after these old pizza crusts for last night's dinner. I am a psycho.
And then she freezes fruits and shit. That instead of she's like, oh, these bananas are going bad. We better freeze. I'm like. Now, it's hard for me to say.
Can you take a picture of it, or is it?
Oh, I'll take a picture. Yeah. But
what if you moved anything in there? Would she notice?
Oh yeah, she know that.
So she's checking her treasure. She checks her treasure.
Yeah, the mental illness in your brain is constantly like crusts. Cakes.
Did you move one of my treasures?
Yeah, the hoarders know anytime anything.
Who moves one of my treasures?
Dude, if I went in there and I moved one of your cables.
Which ones?
Yeah, like in one of the boxes of like. Took
here,
cable
yeah, I know. And you've already done that. I've caught you, but I know you've done it before. I knew you were looking at it for
and
something.
he wanders in there and he's like, "Where's my cable?
Yeah, where's my XLR? 3-foot XLR, double-sided. It was broken. It was a broken 3-foot XLR cable.
Yeah,
where's my broken 3-foot XLR? Red. It was red.
See? Yeah.
I would know that.
All my business piles that I have in there, I'll know when you move. Where's the core flowing commercial? It's in the third trash pile.
In defense of hoarders, you cleaner people always throw out the wrong fucking thing. For example, I had to we were doing taxes this weekend, so I had to like I don't know if you guys have this situation. I don't know what the email, my login to my email is at any given time.
Yeah.
So I just reset the password constantly.
Yeah.
And so I had to get into my email to do taxes. I reset the password, wrote it down on a little sticky note, stuck it to my desk on top of the mound of shit on my desk.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And then so that was on my computer. My phone email reset. I needed that password, so I went to my desk to get it. The mound of shit untouched. The one thing that got thrown away was the sticky note with my fucking password on it. Why? Why? For the love of Christ, there's a dozen years of shit piled up on my desk, chest high. The one fucking sticky note I left, you walked by, went, do I get through the fucking trash? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's what happened.
That's the hoarder paradox. Of all the things you need.
You left everything.
Yeah, all the stuff you didn't want, they throw away the one thing you need.
The one thing I fucking need.
All right, let's take a break.
Yes, sir.
When we come back, I want to read that email about the guy that liked the firefighter ACT we did this
Yeah.
Monday.
Oh, that's fun, man. Anytime we get to talk to firefighter buddies of ours, especially the guys that help out St. Baldrick's, shout out to Orange County, shout out to Orlando Fire Department.
Yeah.
Both of you guys come together to really do some good for St. Baldrick's.
That's happening tomorrow. Celery City Craft. Or Citrus City Craft.
Yep, Citrus City Craft.
They're owned by Paul Williams, so it's
Yeah.
you know they're cousin bars.
Cousin
but-
cities.
Yeah. Citrus City Craft in Lake Mary, St. Baldrick's is happening tomorrow.
I heard this at Delano.
Yeah, and you don't need to shave your head. You can just drop by, throw
Donate,
$1 in a jug, and you've helped out the charity.
Yeah, childhood cancer. So it's a unbelievable
But if
charity.
you're not a fucking pussy, you'll shave your head.
There you go. You heard it here first. The name of the band, The Menzingers. They have a brand new single out. This single is called Nobody's Heroes. Let me get this ready for you. Go. There we go. We'll be back with more A Mediocre Time. 1-844-TOMNDAN. show@tomandan.com for emails. The name of the band is Cheekface. The name of the song is Hostile Street. Welcome back to Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan.
So we got an email basically telling us that they, thanking us for doing a funny show on Monday in ACT with the firefighters from St. Baldrick's.
Yeah, this is from Piper. She says, I'm a BDM. Still can't find the main BDM Facebook page, though. LOL. It's in the app. Once you open the app, when it says join the BDM Facebook page, if you just tap that, it will send an invite to me. It works.
Or if you just email us, show@tomanddan.com.
Yeah, I'll get you in
Tom-
there. I can invite you now via email address. It's never been easier. If you're a BDM and not in the BDM page and want to be in there, show@tomanddan.com. Send me your email address, just the line, and say, please add me, and I will invite you.
Yeah, we'll verify that you're an active BDM, and then we'll invite you. No problem. And Daniel will do it fast as hell, too.
Yeah,
we respond to
very
emails.
fast. Very fast. Tom does, too. That's a myth. You motherfuckers, you say, he never responds. He does respond. I see him respond.
You have to.
But they like giving you shit.
You got to give me a call to action. You can't just tell me.
Don't tell them I call it a CTA. Don't let them know what it means. It's a CTA for you fucking normies. You don't know how to do marketing, you pieces of shit.
If he said CTA, they'd think he was misspelling.
They probably would. You're right. You're right.
All right.
I'm a BDM. This from Piper. I'm a BDM. Still can't find the BDM Facebook. Show@tomanddan.com. I'll get you in there, Piper. I was listening to your firefighter ACT show from Monday, I think, while driving home from seeing my 72-year-old dad in the ICU. He's critical but stable after a motorcycle accident. My God. She continues, I laugh so hard about firefighters cutting off old men motorcyclists out of their dirty skivvies after an accident. Thinking of my dad after his wreck and knowing he doesn't wear anything made me laugh out loud. Someone got a surprise expecting undies and got a full show instead. I truly needed that laugh. I've listened to that episode twice now on my way to and from the hospital. What a gift you bring. Thank you. In a dark time, I'm able to laugh. Piper. Thank you so much, Piper. We hope that your dad is getting better.
So
72 years old and riding his bike. Good for him. That's a real man.
You know, it's interesting because I think about this all the time where
You think about old men underpants all the time?
Pull that for the promo. Can someone where's Panty Boy? Is he back there? Panty Boy, pull that for today's promo. If you miss Tom and Dan, you miss this. I'll think about old men's underwear constantly. Weekdays, Real Radio. Motherfuckers.
By the way,
that doesn't work. Nobody's ever heard one of those promos and said like, oh shit, I got to tune in.
I have friends and family all the time that they ask me, do you record every day of the week? I'm like, yeah, we've been recording every day of the week
for our entire life, for my entire life.
Yeah, I'm like,
I was born recording when I popped out of my mother, they handed me a microphone. It was still attached to her umbilical cord. I was talking into her vagina.
And for me, for literally 20 years, they counted like the morning radio every day of my life. So, and Daniel more than 20. It's been 35 years.
What else am I supposed to do now? I told my wife that. She's like, well, if this thing's in, you're gonna have to get another job. I was like, I don't have any other skills.
So obviously when we're doing shows, when we get done with them, sometimes there's like really good, we know the good ones and then the bad ones, or the ones that we would consider like, you know, like
I don't label any of them bad, and that's not because I'm egotistical and think that we're amazing. It's just, here's what I know. I know that when we come in here, we're trying our fucking hardest. Now, we may have run out of energy. We may be...
Or it didn't click or something.
Or I might have surgery, or he's dealing with something, or I'm dealing with something, or whatever. There's things, we have lives, but the intent when we come in here, not to steal your intent thing, but when we come in here and we fire these things up, we give a fuck about the product.
Yeah. We never have started a show thinking like, fuck it, we'll phone this one in today. Never.
No, can't do that.
Like I have in my corporate job in radio, I've phoned it in, majority of the time. Not with my own bit though, because I was like, this one counts.
You know what I miss?
This will pay off because it's about me.
You know what I miss, and it was one of your greatest things. And I didn't go as long as you did, but I had one day I was very proud of where I made it half a day. It was the bit you did where you would tell us, because we were disgruntled, and you'd be like, let's not fucking talk ever again on this show and just sit here. And I'm like, okay. But I'm not as good. I'm not as good at it. I'm older. I'm more of a traditionalist. I would have to fight it harder than you do. You're more of a young slinging Gen Zer.
More is it funny to me? I was like, I get paid. I haven't even said one word in 2 hours. 2 hours on a show that I'm getting paid to say something.
But the best one when he was disgruntled, the best one, and this one blew. This is when I knew he had the goods. And this is the type of shit you did that honestly made me know that I'm in the right business with the right business partner. When you told me that you had the fucking balls to have your shitty, dumb as a box of goddamn rocks intern sit back there and run it while you drove to Chick-fil-A to get yourself a fucking breakfast. You just left the show.
I'd leave early sometimes.
I have never. It's not something that I think I am capable of doing. I look at you. I'm envious that you were able to do that. The cojones that it takes to get in your truck. You had the Drunky the Bear truck at the time. The shit flies are here, fucking attacking me. You had the Drunky the Bear truck. You drove up to Chick-fil-A and got yourself breakfast and drove back. No one said a fucking word about it. You were right. Nobody cared. Nobody knew. What were they gonna do? Were they gonna question you? You were the only producer.
Not only that.
I loved it. It's the greatest thing you've ever done at Real Radio.
But at the end of that, they brought me in. They're like, you've had the most amazing year of your career, and we are going to give you a 110% raise.
Pretty awesome.
We're going to give you the biggest raise we've ever in 10 years.
Was that the day you went to get Chick-fil-A?
I was like,
I wish it was the day you went to get Chick-fil-A.
I was like, I gotta stop caring on here. I've not done shit. I fucking leave and let the interns. Like, I don't run.
It's such a ballsy thing.
So by you telling me that confirms that no one was paying attention to anything I ever did anyway. So nothing I do in the future will matter. Obviously, because I've been the worst employee of this entire company this entire year, and you're telling me I'm the best employee, and you're now giving me the biggest raise when I used to bust my ass 5 years ago and nothing. Like, what does that tell me moving on in the future? That none of them fucking matters. So they just give me Daniel's money to stick around. They're like, no,
that is what they did.
Yeah, of course.
You got a vein on the side of your head that's flying, man. It's flying.
Really throbbing.
Yeah, it's getting big.
It's been a long time. It's 12 years. Shouldn't matter. Anyway, God, I wish I was back there.
So much easier. Oh my God.
I've just been sitting there. I don't know what to talk.
Do you know what we could be doing right now? Let me paint you a picture.
I'll be on fantasy football.
No, you and I'd be sitting at Chick-fil-A right now while this intern's running this fucking show, and you and I are eating our Chick-fil-A and talking about what we want to do that day.
You can't have interns anymore. That was the heyday of radio. Army of interns.
No. The heyday of radio is when you could fuck your intern.
Oh, yeah, the girl interns.
Yeah, you get a girl intern, you get her in there, you're like, let's do some light, sexual harassment, and that might lead to you sucking my dick. And they would do that. They would do that.
For the promise of a future job.
Yeah, I'll make you the next big radio star if you suck my big, fat, tiny cock. Voicemail. Here you go, buddy. I got one for you.
What's up, Tom and Dan? It's the Barry Joe again. Because you guys are talking about Mariah Carey, I have a kind of funny story from when I was selling suits in Tampa. The old mobster-style Italian guy always had music playing, normally Rat Pack, Martin Frank, that kind of stuff.
I think the Barry Joe worked in one of those, like, rent-a-tuck suit stores that's always owned by a small Italian gentleman. Okay. It's a stereotype and a trope. They used to be, like, wildly popular in malls. In fact, I think Fashion Square still has one, but it went urban. Okay. But it was a little, like, rent-your-tux here suit store, and it's always owned by a little Italian guy, and he's got the thing around his neck, the, the little measuring tape, and no one's ever in there.
And it's
sad.
That's been killed by online suit orders. Like, you now get a tux online and everything, right?
I think so.
And when I was trying to rent one for the News Junkie roast, and you can't find one for under like $400 for a night's rental.
Really?
It's insane.
Yeah, it's flipped.
If you go internet search any tux $99 or whatever it was, it takes you to a website called anytux99bucks.com, and the very first thing it says is we have no tuxedos at that price range. It's $399 and up.
Well, God
I
damn.
like that they got you with a website.
Yes.
You're like, any tux, $99. They're like, we have no tuxes for that, but we'll offer you this. That's the old car lot.
Correct.
That's the old car lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. The base model with no electric windows.
It has no air conditioning.
No fucking tires.
Yeah. So that is really that expensive?
Correct, yeah.
Damn.
So
that's why I wore your dumb purple jacket to the News Junkie roast.
All right, now it's coming
so
together.
the Barry Joe, he's in the chat room right now. He's actually in a Chick-fil-A right now. Thank you for skipping out on work. He says, very cheesy suits, but we did great custom work. He continues.
All on DVDs. The only thing that he had that was not that classic style was he had 2 live concert Mariah Carey DVDs, and he would sit there with his giant crucifix hanging from his neck and stare at that TV while I sold Steve Harvey suits, and I just thought that was really funny and weird. Old Italian.
No, my dad would have stared at it. My dad, older men
was watching
love
old
Mariah Carey. No, they think she's hot.
Yeah, she is hot, but crazy.
But that makes her hotter.
yeah.
I don't think women know. Do women have the equivalent with, is it the bad boy?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Because we bring this up a lot on the show, and sometimes I feel like we haven't explained it well enough with women. But like Mariah Carey, because she's on drugs and because she's split personality and because she's bipolar, means that she will grind on your cock harder. It's just science.
There is that.
Crazier people
trope, yeah.
fuck better. Like if you
I
have
think
your
it's
life
true,
together right now, if you're listening to the show and you have a good wife and you have kids and you have a great job and you're kind of a nerd and you go to church and you do like you're very like and you have a great life.
Yeah.
You're boring as fuck in the bedroom.
Yeah.
You're boring as fuck.
Yeah.
But if you do drugs and you're like you're
bipolar, like
you're
a little mental illness.
you give up the rights to your children. The women that give up the rights to their kids, fuck the best.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing stuff you see in the videos.
Yeah, I'm talking. Oh, they'll gag on it. I'm talking.
You're like, oh, you're gagging?
If you really want the porn star experience, you have to go and get some unsavory characters.
Yeah,
you can't. You're gonna find. That's the trade.
God,
but that is the trade. No.
Sometimes I think, what if my wife dies before me? What am I going to do?
Would you go super slut, or would you try to get somebody wholesome like your wife? Because you have a great wife. You have a beautiful, great mother, wife, great partner.
Well, I don't need a mother or wife.
So she dies.
When the
she
kids
dies.
already...
So what do you do? Do you get
I
a
go
bipolar
crazy.
super slut?
Oh, I go
Starts interviewing interns.
I go straight to crazy town.
Wait, how did you get Ross on your team this last year? I don't understand it, but he's fully on your team.
I'm like,
I thought you guys were enemies, but now he's like, this guy's ride or die for you.
I'm like, oh, you brought a white monster to your job interview? You're hired.
White monster, girls fuck.
Yes.
I'll say it. I'll say it again for the back. If you're drinking, if you're
Titusville white monster.
If you get up in the morning and the first thing you put in your body, if you're a female, and if your first thing you put in your body before you try to figure out where your kids are is white monster, you fuck good.
Yeah. But is that?
And then Tom could be like, "Hey, go get your little white monster before you tackle the white monster."
Hey, look, this guy on your team.
Now,
again, on your team.
But are we going too much of the stereotype? Because what could they do? I always wondered, like when you say
they swallow it. It's simple. It's very simple. They swallow it. You ask a question, I have an answer.
Yeah. And that shouldn't matter, but somehow it does. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just it's a tribute of some sort. I feel like you love me more.
If you rewind about 30, 45 seconds, you can hear Tom actually slap his knee.
Rival Coast in the chat room says,
"This is true."
I just said it with the guys. I don't know. It made like I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, and it's a racist joke for old cartoons, but they used to in old Tom and Jerry cartoons when
why would they
it
do
would
that?
explode in Tom's face, and then he would turn
like a
into
shotgun
he would
blast.
turn into all black face, and he'd have plaits, which is traditional black lady haircut when she wasn't wearing a wig. They're
Yeah.
called plaits. And then his voice would get really deep, and he would say, "Don't wait, hold on.
Don't you believe it?
Yeah, why would that happen?
It was it's an old racist joke.
The animators were racist. And
Oh
like,
yeah,
put this
way
in there.
racist. You should have seen what they did for Japan in World War II.
Yeah.
All buck teeth, all wooden shoes, all the time.
And they're just like, we'll draw this in there.
Because they were able to weave it into culture, and that's why a lot of that stuff is gone now.
Well, you guys maybe have never seen a gun actually misfire. That's what happens. That is true to life.
So stupid. Let me do one more.
Yeah, let's do another one.
All right, let's try this one right here.
What's going on, TND Media? It's Concrete Mike. So I was listening to the recent BDM show. And by the way, people listening on regular radio, if this airs on ACT, sign up to become a BDM so you can get all these good stories like part of the one I'm about to talk about. Tom was talking about his buddy got punched, and his other friend instantly picked up a chair and swung at him. I am that guy. You screw around like that, I am going to have my boys back, and you are instantly getting hit. The fight is on, man. You're fighting all of us at this point, but I'm ride or die, buddy. Tom.
Okay, it's like,
yeah. Well,
I can hear
I
you're
know you are, Mike.
man, Mike.
Yeah. And I was making the joke, Ross, that some people are wired like to instantly react. Like, I understand, I'm a ride or die with my friends. Like, if my friend's getting in a fight, but I have to do some calculations where, like, you know, what's happening? What's going? Like, I have to.
You have to run the numbers.
I have to run the numbers of what's happening and going
Why
on.
is Turkey like beating up a little girl? Do I want to end this one?
Yeah.
I'm ride or die.
And then it's like, should we all?
That
be,
girl's
like,
drinking a white monster.
Like, there's a little bit of split second thought, but there's some people that are wired to instantly choose violence, no matter, because they can't even help it, or what. Or it's like they are reacting almost like if someone, like, steals your one wheel, like my buddy Alex, like he would tell me I cannot control myself. Like, I would have been fist fighting in a goddamn apartment complex, and then it would have been bad for my family. But I would have arrested. There was all these consequences. I cannot. It is a reaction that I cannot help. And like, people are like this with like road rage and stuff, and like, they've ruined their lives because they've reacted because they cannot help it.
Toad is one of those guys. Maybe not so much with road rage, but you hit one of his friends, he's knocking you out. He continues.
I love your buddy. I don't even know, but the fact that he did not even hesitate to pick up a chair and hit that guy. I love that dude. That's me through and through.
I've always wanted to hit somebody with a chair, cowboy style.
Yeah, here's the thing. It's good on paper, you see, and we've even talked about it with my buddy Alex, because now we're middle age and he's a family man, retired, or like got out of the military.
He's got a couple little chairs of his own now.
So, hold on, let me just write it on paper and see how it looks. Hits with chair immediately. No, it doesn't even look good on paper.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it sounds good to be like, yeah, that guy's in your corner. Like, you want to have someone if he would have killed him by accident, then he'd spend the rest of his life, or like,
Killed by accident.
20
it looks
years.
way worse on paper.
Man, that just happened.
20 years in jail.
We didn't talk about it, but that just happened. Remember those kids with the prank, the toilet paper prank?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the saddest thing ever.
That is awful.
And the mom is kind of like the wife, rather, the teacher is like, yo, like, let these kids off. They weren't.
Well,
her thing was, let's not turn this into two tragedies.
Yeah.
But that was just a pure accident. Like, their kid didn't know he ran over a guy.
100% pure accident.
Which I'm surprised they charged him with vehicular manslaughter.
I think they have to. When you have an incident like that where somebody's perished,
dead from a car.
Yeah, I feel like there's no, like, they can't just go like, he was in the wrong place, wrong time.
They issue the charges and then work it out.
No, but I think it has to do with the fact that they were committing technically a crime by like vandalism, and then because if someone's laying in the
it's
road,
all technicality.
If I run over my neighbor that passed out in the road and I just backed out of my driveway and killed him, that I wouldn't be charged with vehicular manslaughter because it was just an accident.
You could be charged with it, but then they could figure it out later, right?
No, I don't even.
Isn't that what's been going on right now? I believe they have been charged, and that they're trying to work it out later.
Yes, but I think it's because
they went there with an intent
to commit a crime, technically, because toilet papering someone's house is vandalism. And then while you're committing a crime and then you run over someone by accident, technically you are now responsible for that. Like
you may be like technically fleeing the scene of a crime and hit a guy.
Yeah. Because I think that's the whole thing. But that is a sad story, because even the guy's wife was like, this is the person didn't know, like, this was all. Then the guy that got killed was in on it, like he knew.
Yeah, he's playing along.
The thing was happening, and it was just like a horrible accident.
Yeah, what I heard was that he was like their teacher. They were going to prank him, and he found out about it, and he wanted to go like surprise them.
Yeah,
and
be part of it.
The other shoe I'm waiting for to drop is that sounds like to me like he had a few maybe after school. Like going out to surprise somebody, egg in your house or toilet paper in your house, and then falling into the street. That says maybe a little bit hammered to me.
Oh, yeah. I'm always interacting drunk with Maisie's dance friends. Like, hey, girls, well, come on in. I'm the fun dad.
For sure.
Yeah. And it's bizarre the fact that he like slipped and fell, hit his head to the point where it knocked him out, where then they ran and accidentally ran him over. And then
they were like leaving quickly, because that's what you do when you're toilet papering, even if it's harmless.
Yeah.
And they killed him.
And I'm sure all the other kids are like, he was one of the good teachers. Run over one of the shitty teachers.
That joke has been made.
Has
yeah,
it?
I'm
Okay.
sure that joke has been made. Yeah. You got to do it. You got to do it. Changes your school year a little bit, right?
Oh, it's a whole different yearbook now.
Yeah. It really does. It really does. Well, we'll save a little money on that page, I guess. Let me get one more to get a contact palette and get us out.
You don't want to bring in these guys who've been waiting in the lobby all of.
Oh, do we have some people here?
Ooh-wee, it is me. I am here.
Which one?
My name is January Gabriel. You can call me Cajun Gabe.
Oh, January Gabriel. The Cajun Gabe is
My
here.
friends call me Cajun Gabe.
Hey, Cajun Gabe, what's going on?
Well, I was so successful in promoting Louisiana tourism last time. I'm back with a couple more tips for you when you're visiting Louisiana.
We have just enough time for a couple of tips.
All right, so I don't know too much about Louisiana, and I never really wanted to go there.
No, kind of
stinky.
Stinkier than Florida.
But it's got to be somewhat decent, you know.
Well, maybe you want to come to Baton Rouge, America's home of the cake pop. Did you know that? Cake pop, invented in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Man, Maisie loves some cake pops.
Okay, so what cake pop is just it's like a little piece of
Lieutenant Colonel Cake Stick back in 1790 was like, I better come up with a use for this dumb name. Invented cake pops right there in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Still America's home of the cake pop.
So
we have so many people coming to visit.
The Cajun accent is killing me.
So many people now coming to visit. I felt impelled to come back and share with you some tourism tips for Louisiana.
Okay.
For example, if you go to London, they always tell you, make sure you look to the right because cars might be coming from what you consider the wrong way. In Louisiana, we have a very similar rule. You have to look both ways because driving on either side of the road is legal in Louisiana.
Oh, that's not true.
Just look every which way when you decide to venture out into one of our Louisiana roads.
Okay, so people in Louisiana just drive.
They drive where they want.
Any side of the road, completely legal.
Any which way but loose.
And while you looking around, be sure to keep out an eye for a hippopotamus. It is hippo mating season in Louisiana.
Oh, I've been seeing them fight. They're fighting in Africa right now. I've seen that video.
Oh, so why is there a hippopotamus in
Louisiana's America's home of hippopotamuses.
I didn't know that. I didn't know.
I had no idea.
We feed them all the leftover cake pops. Also, in Louisiana, you are going to want to bring your umbrella with you.
Okay, why is that?
It rains cayenne pepper sauce from the sky in Louisiana. Just a fact of life. Just something you're going to have to deal with visiting us in Louisiana.
He's also dipping his toe into a little bit of an Asian accent at some point during there, and I can't flesh it out.
Guys, I have to run. My gumbo is over boiling. I got to go.
Oh, there he goes.
All right, well, thank you.
Cajun Gabe is gone.
Cajun Gabe.
He's so quick.
Am I next? Is it me next?
Who is this?
I'm Clint Flint, aggressive yoga instructor.
Okay, now these are new ones now. Okay, I'll play.
Okay,
Hi, Clint. What's going on, buddy?
You probably have read my book, Meditate Your Dick Off.
So you are like the David Goggins of meditation.
I don't know who that is, or Dave Ramsey. Any of these Dave names you're throwing out. I'm Clint Flint, aggressive yoga coach.
Clint Flint. What's your favorite pose, Clint?
Maybe I'll just run Tom through a couple of poses for you. Tom,
great.
Aggressive yoga starts from a standing position. If you could stand up.
All right.
You got to do it. Okay, hold on. I'll put the camera so you can.
You lucky I also wrote yoga for complete fucking idiots. This will be just fine. All right, aggressive yoga pose starts with the fist. Make a nice tight fist. Okay. Jam your fist down to the ground, Tom. Jam your fist down to the ground. Yeah, jamming, and while you're gonna do that, force all the blood into your head. Okay. All the blood into your head, Tom. Force it.
How
now,
you doing it?
Get aggressive with your partner, Dan. Get aggressive with him.
What does that mean?
God damn it.
What happened?
Just get aggressive, man. Yell at him.
Okay.
Scream at him. Tell him something you've always meant to say, but you've been too much of a pussy to say.
Hey, fuck you!
Wow, I like that. I'm horny
We've made
now.
some real progress here today. I got to go. My gumbo's overboiling.
No, it's the same guy. It's the same guy.
I gotta go. Oh my god, that's fantastic.
As I was like, where's this going?
Nobody knows where
I
it's
think
going.
Clint had a harder time working you through yoga poses than he intended.
I love that.
When you said it's raining cayenne pepper, it reminded me of something that I was going to talk about. I never talked about.
We can end on this. This is
So
good.
when
oh my god, I had tears in my eyes.
in the NFL playoffs, when they're playing games in like freezing cold temperatures and like certain fields, that's always becomes a narrative, right? So I was watching the game because I had a lot of money on it, and before the game, they're like they had the reporter talking about what the preparations each player's been taking because of this freezing cold game. It's like going to be like, I think it was negative temperatures. It may have been in Buffalo or whatever, and they're like players have been putting cayenne pepper in their socks because it keeps their feet warm. And then I'm like, what? And I'm like, cayenne pepper in your socks. And then I was like, no, what is this? Some old wives' tale? Like,
I've never heard of that.
So I have a lot of, like, my friends in Miami. They're like, a lot of them are Latina. And there's a lot of old Latina traditions passed down from their moms. And there's all, like, garlic
Do you
in
know
their
the
socks.
answer to this before I look it up? Because I did look it up. I mean, I have an answer for you.
Yeah.
Do you know the answer?
Because I looked it up.
Yeah.
And
ChatGPT is telling me that they absolutely do not do this.
Huh.
the NFL players don't?
Yeah, they're saying the same thing.
Oh,
They're like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
I looked up if cayenne pepper does do something, and
Well, but you may. But do football players put it in their socks?
I don't know. The reporter was saying it before the game, so I don't know what she's reporting on or whatever.
ChatGPT said this. They said, no, athletes do not put cayenne pepper in their socks to stay warm in football. That's mostly an old locker room myth. The reality is that cayenne pepper contains capsaicin, which creates a burning sensation on the skin. Some people believe that the burning feeling meant it would increase circulation or warmth, but that's not true. They really just wear thermal or wool socks, foot warmers, or insulated feet warmers for their shoes.
Yeah, like some technology, some Under Armour socks, so there's designed to
Well,
keep
like the
it-
nice camp socks you even have. Like I bought a pair from Bass Pro that are awesome. Like you could put them on my feet and never get cold.
And Cajun Gabe texted me. He said, you might be thinking of Cayenne Ball, which is the official sport of Louisiana, which is played with a ball of cayenne peppers in a field of cayenne.
Oh! I would watch that.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, that'd be hard to watch, though. I bet it's hard to get close to the field.
All right, let's get out of here. Again, if you want to go on Ram Davesy's gambling cruise.
Did somebody say money? Hi, Tom. Hi, Dan.
Hey, it's Ram Davesy. Weird to see you without your top hat, but even weirder to see with your little miniature sport top hat.
Any hat will do in a pinch. I did want to come tell you guys about the boat gambling cruise. I do have Dan told me I can't come on without a bit anymore.
Okay.
I can't come in just to plug my cruise. So
That is true.
I do have some financial advice for you, Tom. I know you're frequently short on money. What does a rich guy do when he needs some money, Tom? You go to one of your boats full of gold. Right? So say I got a boat, it's worth $1 million. It's got $1 million worth of gold on it. And then, Tom, just for example, what would you do with that in that situation to make yourself a little money?
I would go and get the gold from my boat and then sell the gold for money.
Exactly what I thought a fucking idiot like you would say. What you do, Tom, is you sink that boat full of gold.
Okay.
You file an insurance claim. You get $2 million, and you still know where the gold is.
Okay,
That's actually not bad.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, that actually is brilliant.
A little financial tip from me to you. And you can get more financial tips like that March 21st on the Victory Casino Cruise Boat Gambling Extravaganza presented by me, Ram Davesy.
There you go.
It will be by the 21st, and you do not have to worry about any mini golf and bullshit.
There you go. Yeah. He said what he said.
I'm taking care
He
of that.
said what he said. He said you don't have to deal with that shit.
I've made a few calls, requisitioned some golf clubs, and I may have shut down that mini golf place.
There you go.
Come join me on the cruise.
The war thrives.
The only man perhaps more casual with money than me, Craig LaFleur from Power Spot Fireworks will be there. He will be drunk, playing craps, and giving away real silver.
Yeah, he will.
And the cruise brought to you by him, Mo DeWitt from the DeWitt Law Firm, and Todd Burney, who I hear is also sponsoring 5th grade classes.
And I think it was your catchphrase. Is that Marshall Bone? It better be. Right? Wasn't that your catchphrase?
Built by Bone better be. I
Yeah,
believe that
built-
was a
built
phrase.
by
I came
Bone? Better be.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll see you guys later. My gumbo's boiling up.
Next week, we have new BDM show, new ACTs all week long. We're playing Who's the Baddie on Monday,
Yes, sir.
the speed edition with me.
We have Ancestry stuff that you're going to get.
New Friday free show next Friday.
We have a crazy off-the-chart show with Tuttle on next Friday.
On ACT.
On ACT, where he just goes psycho.
Tom and Dan go to the Pyro Spot Fireworks Warehouse.
Yeah,
that's on Wednesday. That's a weird job.
Apparel.
Dan, I'm going to ask you personally, don't forget about that video of Tom quote unquote driving a forklift?
It's already been delivered.
Okay, excellent.
Already been delivered. Yeah,
Excellent.
that's ready to go. Yeah, Melissa has the video of the forklift.
I told Ross and Daniel I knew how to drive a forklift because I used to have these forklift certified
and
at Home Depot.
And you made Ross and I think you broke the forklift.
Well, I read if there's a hanger on the ground and I started dragging it. And then it caused me to start to figure out how to lift the goddamn forks.
You put a Baltimore Mall in a fireworks warehouse, there's going to be a couple clothes hangers later on.
What if I burned us all alive?
I mean, it could happen.
People would be like, that's how what I figured would happen.
Yeah, I knew they'd do
Tom
that
made
way.
a mistake and burned them all
How
alive.
did Daniel feel? I bet he was scared.
My wife is watching The Wire now, and it's all elite vintage apparel clothes. Like Idris Elba was wearing a Gerbeau shirt that I know we have in the warehouse.
That's funny.
You should, like selling stuff to places for time period stuff is very, very important. All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much for listening. Sorry about the app. I think it's running now.
Yeah.
And I know Matthew, he got it back up and running to give you good news by the end of the show. We are back up and running. Hopefully it'll stay for a while. I know they're working on it behind the scenes. So please know that we are working on the app to get it as consistent as humanly possible for you guys. We're
Screen
sorry.
cap the whole website so that when it goes down this weekend, you got it.
Yeah,
we're sorry.
And then when it breaks again, tell us. So I'm like,
when it breaks, I need you to tell me because it's not like I'm obsessing over this at all. I need as many people as humanly possible to tell me.
It's broken again. No, I'll text that. It's broken again.
It's broken again. Thank you.
We'll see you on Monday.